Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined in person in Los Angeles.
Different coast.
Different place. Joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck. We are going to go through a bunch of stuff. We're going to go through sleepers, the keys to picking sleepers. We're going to have Bill Simmons on. We're going to decide the punishment.
I'm so excited.
We are deciding the Ringer Fantasy Football.
I'm so excited.
For those who aren't aware, we're doing the Ringer Fantasy Football live fantasy football draft live on the Ringer Fantasy Football Show YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So go subscribe to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show YouTube channel, and on Monday at 1 Pacific, otherwise known as 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, 1 Pacific.
What is that in London?
Sorry. There's so many
10
people
o'clock?
in Eastern. Whatever.
9 ahead or 8?
9 or
I
10.
think they're 8 ahead.
I don't know.
We're going to have our live draft with all the people you know at the Ringer. We're going to have a fantasy football draft. Bill's going to come on this episode. We're going to decide what the punishment is. We have an awesome idea, and we're really excited to tell Bill about it. So that is later in this. But first, we're going to go through and just do sleepers. And we're going to give, frankly, the most sleepers, the most names we've ever gone through in a single episode, probably. So I'm actually very excited to go through. We're going to explain what we're doing. But first, we're going to take a quick break.
London is 8 hours ahead, by the way.
That's what I said.
No,
Thanks.
I know. I'm confirming that you're correct.
Step off.
Settle down.
Step off.
All right,
Don't
now we'll
come from
take
my
a quick
corner,
break.
mate.
This episode of the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is presented by Hyundai. Get into the Hyundai Getaway sales event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong. You can get huge savings on their adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid models. Or go all-electric and choose from America's most awarded EV lineup like the Breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details. Offers end September 2nd, 2025. Okay, we're going to go through and we're going to pick our sleepers this year. We're going to do it really, really fun way, which is, I think the key that we're going to focus on in this episode is, as Craig, as you eloquently put it to us yesterday, picking the tight end, the 12th tight end off the board, and then finishing as the 10th tight end off the board is cool, but like, it doesn't actually mean anything.
It's going to win you your league to have a little bit of value at tight end.
No, the point of a sleeper is to make an impact, a real impact. If you pick the wide receiver 45 and we tell you all the reasons why he's going to be great, and then he ends up finishing as the wide receiver 32, that's a good pick. Great return on investment. It helped your team. It's not going to be a narrative of why you won the season. You're not going to be texting, oh my God, can you believe I got whoever, Demario Douglas, and like he returned,
Right.
You know, he finished 10 spots higher than I drafted him.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, but we're looking for guys who can actually make a significant impact. The Bucky Irvings.
The
that
stories
came out
of
nowhere.
the season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you want to mix solid players who could have a solid return, a David Montgomery, if you will, with these kinds of players, because the players who win you, like last year, you won your league if you had a Bucky Irving, you know, you probably maybe picked up off waivers or drafted really late. You win your league if you have a Brian Thomas from the Jaguars, who ends up as like a top 10 guy who ends up being one of the best receivers in all fantasy during the fantasy playoffs. And you drafted him 10th, and so maybe you could get Saquon and like a Jonathan Taylor really early, and then you have Brian Thomas, so you end up with this elite roster, and you actually have a better receiver down late than the people who took a receiver in the second round. Like that's how it happens. So we're going to go through and we're going to basically talk about, again, there's only really about 15 fantasy players that like truly matter during the season. Everyone else is kind of replaceable. And I do want to just stay on that topic for one moment. Scott Barrett at Fantasy Points had this great article. He talks about upside is everything. And one of the things he breaks down, just to really hammer this in people's minds, the difference between like in points per game between like the 10th best tight end and the 20th best tight end is very little. It's like a point and a half, 2 points a game. It depends on exactly the season. But the range between like the number 29 receiver and the number 41 receiver, like sometimes we over index on the ranking of that sounds like a lot, the number 30 and number 40 receiver. But in points per game, it's not.
Right.
Like it's about the curve. Like what's the actual difference and what you're leaving on the table. So we're going to go through and we're going to basically can we try to identify people that basically we feel like that we really like them at the cost of where you have to get them in drafts, because these players have a chance to hit big. Some of them are big miss, big hit. Some of them are small miss, big hit. But these are guys we think you might look back on and be like, wow, I won my league because of 4 or 5 picks. And this could be one of the 4 or 5 picks.
Yeah, and they don't always, these guys don't necessarily have to be like round 12 guys or later.
Right.
Yeah,
Like if we feel like Alvin Kamara has a legit shot to be like the RB5 this year, he'll be included in this list. Because if that does happen, he'll be one of the reasons why you won your league.
And so the other way we're going to do this is we're going to do it, if you've ever seen the Seinfeld episode where George tries to break up with, I didn't realize it was Anna Gunn from Breaking Bad. And he's like, we're breaking up. And she's like, nope. It's like a nuclear submarine. You have to turn your key.
I do not accept this.
Yeah, takes 2 to tango.
Turn your key, Maura. Turn your key. So we're going to all do turn the keys on these sleepers, and I would suggest us, I think it has to be
unanimous,
but we're not going to, it's not going to be like, oh, DK, come on, turn the key. And you're like, fine, fuck it. Like, no, it's like, you need to feel good about this player. Like, I always think of it as if a friend of yours was on the clock, tick, 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 and then they like look at your guide or whatever, and they like get the player. And you're like, oh yeah, take that guy. Like, you want to feel good about it. And if you have to really, like, we can talk about it, but we're not going to, we can make the case, but we're not trying to necessarily change people's minds. We're just going to make the case.
So we're going to leave today with like the Ringer Fantasy Football Show sleepers that all three of us have decided on collectively for each player.
And so we're also going to go through, and the other thing, because I really do think at this time of year, if you're listening to this show, you kind of want names. And so here's what we're going to do that's a little different than how we usually do it. If we all agree on a guy, we're not going to talk about it.
Like go deep into it,
For example, just to pick a name, Buccaneers receiver, Emeka Egbuka. Rookie, the Hansel, so hot right now, Emeka Egbuka. There were all these reasons we could go through about Egbuka that we all love him. He's the most popular rookie receiver, like he's impressed in camp. We're all going to just turn the key on him, and we're going to move on. And I think for everyone listening, it's a little different than how we usually do it. But the point is, we are all just like turning the key, and you should take him at cost.
So we doing that right now? We're turning the key on Egbuka?
When we get, like, but that's a good example. It's like, hey, Emeka Egbuka, he should be on our list. Like, he should be a sleeper. He can win your league. Turnkey. And then we're going to move on. We're not going to, and here's the thing. If we do belabor the point on the guys we all unanimously agree on, this show's going to be like 4 hours. So we have to keep each other accountable and not waxing poetic about all these guys. So with that said, we're going to go position by position, vaguely in the order that we're from the beginning to the end of the draft.
How highly they're ranked, And
to remind you, fantasyfootball.theringer.com, we have our rankings. We're going to have a big update for you guys coming right before this is one of the biggest, well, probably the biggest draft weekend of the entire year, like, the next 2 weekends. And so, that's all coming. So I want to start with running back, and I actually want to do something I've never done, but however, to this vein of, you look back, you're like, oh, that's how I won my league. I've never had a first-round player ever enter my mind, but I would like to nominate Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers because Christian McCaffrey is probably the best fantasy football player of the last 15 years. And you can get him like 8th or 10th. And I don't know if there's ever been a value like that since I've been a professional of the best player since LaDainian Tomlinson might just be the 10th pick in the draft. And I understand, I'm not going to, everyone knows the deal. Like, and my case is very simple. I turn the key on Christian McCaffrey, and it's very simple. Yes, he could get hurt, bilateral Achilles tendonitis. It's simply, if he doesn't get hurt, I think he will be literally the number 1 player in fantasy football, and I'm turning my key on Christian McCaffrey. You guys know the deal. You hesitated. Part of me is like, that's the answer.
Yeah, it's funny to consider this a sleeper, I think. That's just where I'm kind of getting hung up.
But it's this new definition that we're applying to these types of players.
The story of the season.
It's hard to put Ja'Cory, Krosky, Merritt, and McCaffrey in the same conversation, but it's like, if you got McCaffrey 10th and McCaffrey plays 17 games and is normal like 2 years ago.
His ADP right now is 7th. My only pushback is if he was going in the second round, I think I would wholeheartedly be like, absolutely turn the key. But I'm like, he's going like 5 spots later than he would have if he was healthy, which is not that far.
But can I ask you a stupid question? What's the difference between getting him at the 9th pick or the 14th pick? Because honestly,
you get another player. There's a different player you got ahead of him.
This is why I ask. What's the player you get at 9 that you can't necessarily get at 14? Because it depends. Well, again,
you're kind of doing that thing where
it's Neighbors or Nico Collins, but like
he keeps saying 9 or 10. He's going like 7th.
Okay, fine, fair. But I guess my point is, I was shocked, but I just did the oldest league I'm in. Nico Collins just went like 16th. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like Nico Collins, you could also take him 8th. I'm like, the receivers at the back half of the first round are so flat that you take McCaffrey 7th, you might get the same guy you would have. It's so
before we hopped on, you were like, these are the players where if you recommend them to somebody, it doesn't work out, you won't feel bad about it, right?
Okay. All right,
if McCaffrey, if you're like, yeah, McCaffrey's there at 7, do it.
And then he tears his Achilles.
Yeah, you're going to be like, I don't feel bad about telling you to do that. That made sense in my mind.
All right, I think that the answer is, if we have to talk about it this long, it's not a turnkey. All right, he's not one of our guys. He's one of my guys.
I'm willing to draft him, and I like him this year. Like, I think the upside is worth it, but for what this is.
But you recognize the risk is pretty significant.
Matthew Berry has a rule that's like, you can't win your league in your first round. You can lose it. And so I'm torn between,
I think all the value's gone with him. I think.
Yeah, it's on one hand, well, if he plays, it's not. If it's tempting the gods to be like, oh, I can win my league in the first round. But yeah, all right, he's not a turnkey guy. Next guy here, Chase Brown for the Cincinnati Bengals, the running back. I turnkey on Chase Brown.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident. Yeah. I want all the Bengals, honestly.
Chase Brown, everyone says he's going to have a smash season. Okay, so we're not going to talk about Chase Brown, And unanimous, Chase Brown's unanimous. We think Chase Brown, if you can get him,
we've talked about him a lot.
Ranking,
you can get him in the 3rd round. We think he could be a first rounder.
And there's almost no competition for him
only
right
thing
now
I
in
was,
that
so
backfield.
the league I'm doing, it's a slow draft. I was because it's like, he's ranked to like 20th on a lot of platforms. Someone took him 14th.
Mm-hmm.
You still like that there? Like it was like their first pick of the 2nd round. Or no, sorry, it was like the 3rd pick of the 2nd round, obviously.
I think the value starts to diminish.
I still like him there. I just think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
But he's a turnkey for me.
He could be a top 5
first part of the 2nd round is now we're like at Nico Collins and Brian Thomas, which is like, obviously that's stiffer competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like mid to late 2nd round, yeah, for sure.
All right, DK, you guys sent me your list before, and then I kind of organized them by position. But DK, you put down Josh Jacobs for the Packers, which we have not talked about.
I wanted to throw him out there because I feel like he's been one of the most under-discussed guys, period, on this podcast. I don't know if we've actually talked about him one time.
Well, we've never talked about him ever. I've never told.
We haven't talked about him this season.
I've never talked about
this
Josh
offseason. He was the RB8 last year. The offense was top 10 offense in terms of scoring, and that was with Jordan Love having not disastrous, but a pretty tough season from the injury point of view and just getting back. The Packers ended up, I think, not reaching their potential because there were so many issues with the quarterback. I think this year, a fully operational, like that thing's fully operational. If they can stay healthy, the Packers, and Jordan Love is healthy, I think it's going to create even more opportunities for Josh Jacobs. And again, he doesn't have hardly any true competition right now. Marshawn Lloyd, while he has flashed, he again hurt his hamstring. The hamstring has been really bugging him. I don't know if he can stay healthy this year. The backups, there's a couple guys, Manuel Wilson, Chris Brooks. Am I getting that name right?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be his show again on an offense that I think is going to score more points.
That's a good case. To me, that's why he's ranked in the 2nd round, but I'm not turning my key as like, I think Josh Jacobs will win your league.
I think I agree.
Did that one time.
I agree with DK that.
God damn it.
I agree with Heifetz. I think what's nice about Josh Jacobs is he's kind of like Mike Evans, where he's like, he's the best floor play you can pick. Like he will deliver you a strong season, but I don't know if I think he has the chance to
be the story.
Jacobs is a stand-up double.
Compared to where you have to take him, which is like early, mid-2nd round. I think there are guys going in the 3rd, 4th, 5th that I think have an equal chance of being the RB1.
I think Jacobs is a double. He's not a home run.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of whether he's a top 5 running back or not. It's just, does he stay healthy in a year where other running backs get hurt? But I don't necessarily think of him as he's going to be a home run. But watch him be I've been wrong before.
Well, he's another, but it's like he's going like
but we're not
mid-2nd round.
I think it's clear we're not turning
cheap.
key.
He's not cheap.
We're not turning key. Okay, next guy here. Otherwise, this is going to take forever. Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers. I'm telling you right now, I'm not turning my key on him. I think that he's the same player. He's on base, but I'm not turning key on Chuba Hubbard.
Who put him?
I don't know.
All right, moving on.
All right. Well,
Marion Hampton for the Chargers.
Yeah, I put him. Najee Harris has this eye injury. He might not play.
Yeah.
Najee Harris's career might be significantly altered. I just think O'Marion Hampton is a freak. And I think there's like, the week 1 test we always talk about, there is a chance that like he gets 21 carries in week 1 and he just looks like
2 touchdowns.
He looks like Jonathan Taylor and we're like, all right.
I think
this guy's fantastic.
Sometimes fantasy rankings are affected by just best ball average draft position, which is weighted depending on the platform of how many. Sometimes it's like 2 weeks, sometimes it's like the last 4 months. If the Chargers had never signed Najee Harris, because it is kind of to me like he's not on the team almost. Like, unfortunately, I feel bad, but like we might as well act like Najee Harris.
He's on a new team and he hasn't practiced with him.
If O'Marion Hampton had been drafted by the Chargers and the only people behind him were Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal, O'Marion Hampton would probably his ADP would have been as a top 20 player. And the fact you can get him later, I actually think is a quirk.
Yeah, the Najee thing kind of set him low, and he's been like having to climb slowly. But I think people were anchored to the initial ranking of seeing where he was with Najee Harris on the team.
I'm turning key on Hampton because there's risk with all the rookies, but Hampton is the to your point, week 1. Like literally, if he runs for 150 yards in week 1, we're like, oh yeah.
Would you be surprised if at the end of the season we're like O'Marion Hampton is one of the 3 or 4 best running backs in the NFL?
No,
I mean
turning key. You turning key?
I absolutely will turn key.
Turning key.
One. I love this.
And again,
I'm actually surprised just looking at the Fantasy Pros ADP right now. He's RB 15.
He's on the 4th round.
That's wild to me.
Yeah,
he is. I mean, like on this team with that offensive line, with this coaching style, with Justin Herbert.
I know the Greg Roman, like he always has 2 running backs thing. I'm like, they got Hassan Haskins and
we turn keys. We turn keys. We get it.
Heifetz is like a nun.
I'm just saying.
He's slapping my wrist.
I need a ruler.
Jesus.
Broncos running back RJ Harvey. The other
baby,
rookie.
hop on board. Come on.
That's your argument.
That's it. Come on.
Come on.
You want me to hit you with some stats or no? You know the stats.
I need the stats.
Okay, Sean
you
Payton's
need
teams.
to butter me up a little
Sean
bit.
Payton's teams have never ranked lower than 6 in running back target share. RJ Harvey is the 4th running back that Sean Payton has ever taken in the draft in the first 2 rounds. The others are Reggie Bush, Mark Ingram, and Alvin Kamara. Reggie Bush and Alvin Kamara saw over 100 targets as rookies, which no running back of any age has done in either of the past 2 seasons.
The thing when I hear that is I'm like, that Saints team had the worst defense I've ever seen, and the Broncos are going to have the best defense in the NFL. It's my only thing I think about.
Let me sprinkle in a little more for you. Running back targets are actually completely on the way down. It's something we don't really think about anymore. It used to be guys like Matt Forte would just get 100 catches, and that was a part of the thing. Now, this year, or the last few years, running backs had the lowest target share in any season since targets were tracked last year in 2024. They've had the fewest targets to running backs since 2008 last year. The running backs had the fewest catches since 2012 last year. Only one running back had 70 catches last year for the first time since 2010. So to me, that just means the guys who will catch passes are even more valuable. And sure, you could say the rookie, the J.K. Dobbins, all that stuff. If you can just make a dart throw at the Sean Payton running back that has a chance to be like the only guy in the NFL who has more than 70 catches this year, I think you have to take that risk.
You didn't mention the number one, because here's the thing. My fear is that you're right about every single thing. My fear and my hesitancy is the thing, everything you just said comes true, but just like year 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's totally
pass catching
fair.
for rookie running backs is hard.
Well, but my whole point was that looking at Reggie Bush and Alvin Kamara and what they did as rookies.
You forgot to me, the biggest argument for Harvey, and the reason I will turn my key. The guy had him as J.K. Dobbins, and J.K. Dobbins he had a knee reconstruction 5 years ago, and then he tore his Achilles. And I'm like, J.K. Dobbins.
He broke down the second half of last year.
You could just take J.K. Dobbins and Harvey, and then just wait for Dobbins to get hurt, and then once Dobbins is hurt, Harvey's going to play. So I'll turn my key.
I understand that it's probably more likely that obviously year 2 he's a better shot of being great than year 1, but I do think he's a real second half of the year guy that starts to become one of the most important players in your team.
DK.
I feel like I'm Denzel Washington and Crimson Tide right now. I'm just trying to hold my ground.
Yeah.
However,
you could say no.
You do not have. This is not your ship. What is it? Damn it!
I don't know the exact line.
Command. It's cool, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
We did a rewatchables on it.
That's a great movie. Okay, next.
Wait. He hasn't decided.
He just decided. He decided for me. I feel
I've seen the movie. I kind of know what that goes.
No, I know. I said I feel like that. I didn't say I made the decision yet.
So if DK's even just thinking about it, that means no.
Dude, wait, Crimson Tide, he's like, in Portugal, they got the horses, make them dance. Just a matter of electrodes. They shove a rod up their ass. Just a matter of voltage.
I don't know what to do here because I feel like it would go against everything I've said this preseason.
Yeah, don't let us bully you into it.
Even though I do like the value, I'm not going to turn my key.
Okay.
All right.
This sucks.
Honestly,
I do like him. I liked him a lot before the draft.
I was relieved because I feel like I bitched out and turned my key. I didn't really stand on it.
I
just think Harvey, I'm just worried about Harvey gonna be bad in the first 3 weeks. And then you're like, you could trade for him for cheaper 2 weeks in the season.
I'm not saying don't draft him.
The whole you could just trade for him to me is such an insane argument. That's so hard to do.
Maybe not trade, but it just.
You just go get him.
Yeah.
Instant regret more. Maybe it's just more like 3 weeks in, you're gonna be like, hold on. And you're like, I wonder maybe. Anyway, Trayvon Henderson for the Patriots.
The juice is astounding.
I was going to turn my key and then
now the most juice. I'm without even saying any more, I'm turning my key.
My only issue is I feel like Trayvon Henderson was a player you get in the 6th round 10 days ago.
Yep.
And now I feel like Trayvon Henderson is a player you have to take in the 4th round. I'm like, God.
I think this year, more than any I can think of, rookies are being appropriately ranked. Guys like Ibuka, Matthew Golden, none of these guys are like hidden gems anymore. Ted McMillan, they're all going kind of at not their ceiling, but kind of towards it. So you're right. Heifetz that he's the RB22 now, which is kind of like, he probably would have been the RB38 5 years ago. But it's like, but he's right. He's right next to RJ Harvey.
What? I'll turn my key in Henderson. And the same way we saw Bo Nix last year come in and he played a lot of football and he was good. Henderson, I just think played enough at Ohio State. And long term, maybe that's an ick for a player that had a lot of touches in college. But in terms of producing immediately, there's a reason a guy who didn't have that much experience, like a Trey Benson, I feel like he didn't have a ton of work in college, right? I guess he did, but Henderson.
I know what you're saying though, yeah.
Henderson just is such an adult, and frankly,
Henderson's rookie year, he had 1,200. Or freshman year in college, he had 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Turning my key for the simple reason, Trayvon Henderson is a new kind of player that, frankly, because of NIL, most players with Trayvon Henderson's skill set do not get the extra season of college that he did. So he has more experience and talent than most rookie running backs coming in. And so I do think he'll have a larger role. So I will turn my key on Trayvon Henderson because I think it's awesome.
The pass protection stuff with him already sounds promising, which is a big deal.
I think even if we're splitting hairs here, like he's more expensive now than he was a few weeks ago. If you look at some of the guys he's going around, there's a lot of question marks here. Cortland Sutton, Devontae Smith, Sam Laporta, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers.
Last week we did our rules to win your league. I think our first or second rule was draft the guys you like.
On good players. And
draft good players, draft the guys you like. Us being like, well, I don't know if the value's quite there. It's like, that is not how you, if you like him and he's there.
I'll turn the key. He's awesome. Tony Pollard for the Titans.
Yeah.
Boring player, not exactly.
Yes.
Formerly our exciting player, which.
That's kind of my point, is what Tony Pollard was 2 years ago was kind of like this Energizer Bunny, lightning in a bottle, holy shit. Broke his leg, went to the Titans, was fine last year.
He basically just didn't score enough touchdowns.
Yeah, he ran for 1,000 yards. The team was a mess. He was the RB22 last year. I'm kind of making the same case I'm making for Calvin Ridley for Tony Pollard. Last year, Tony Pollard finished the season as the RB22. This year, he is being ranked as the RB24, which is, I understand rookies come in. There are guys like Genty and O'Marion that push you down a little bit, but the Tajay Spears competition
Tajay Spears is injured.
He's got a high ankle sprain. The guy's been injured a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what Tennessee's starting to look like this offseason. Kim Ward seems to be like the real deal. I don't know if he'll pop immediately, but he seems to be like a real deal. The offensive line looks good.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard's going to be like the guy in this offense. The 4 games that Spears missed last year, Pollard averaged 100 rushing yards per game, which was the RB15. I do think that there is a chance. He might fall into like he's a good pick, but he's not a story of the season pick. So I'm actually okay with that. I just kind of wanted to talk it out with you guys. I think he has a lot of juice.
I agree with everything you're saying. I kind of wonder if Pollard is the best player I don't want on this list because I agree with everything.
I don't know if he's like. I don't know if he could be Bucky Irving, but I think he could.
Well, I think the argument is you just made it, which is, do you remember when we kept joking that Tony Pollard was like the best player in the NFL like 3 years ago, and now he says he's fully healthy and the line's like way better, and it's underrated, boring franchise with a quarterback upgrade, an offensive line upgrade, and a running back who says he's healthier because it's not the year after anymore, and then it is a perfect storm. So you know what? I will turn my key on Tony Pollard. I think he's a good value. But the one thing I'll say, maybe I'm talking at both sides of my mouth. I think he's a good example of a player that can fall, and I do want to get like later. I don't want to reach for Tony Pollard.
So boring. I don't even think we talked about him in the boring episode.
Can you guys think of any?
But he shouldn't be boring.
Can you think of any running backs from last year who were big time difference makers on mediocre to bad offenses?
That's a good point.
Like big time difference.
Yeah, DK is right. I'm unturning the key for Pollard. He's the best player.
I like Pollard. Actually, Craig, your arguments here have been really good. As like, I think he could be a very good value.
Yes.
But in terms of a guy who's going to be one of the reasons you won your league, I'm not sure I can get there just because we don't know. I think it's too big of a leap for me to say that the Titans offense is going to be like awesome.
To DK's point, Pollard, I think, is you win your league when you hit a Brian Thomas from last year, and then your other ones are Tony Pollard, where you're like, you drafted him in the 7th round, and if you could do it again, he should have gone in the 5th.
Yeah.
And he's the epitome of like, he's going 2 rounds too late.
Unless he catches like 60 passes.
I think it's more likely that he's just like becomes a great pick this year.
Yes.
Not a league-winning pick, but a great pick.
Yes, I agree with that. But we're not turning key. He's not a lead changer. But we like him.
Yeah, I'm like looking at running backs from last year, like Alvin Kamara, you could argue. But he wasn't like a league winner.
Oh, fuck. I love Pollard, though.
I mean, it's funny. We like Chuba Hubbard.
Next one here. Yeah. I just put all the Jaguars running backs together. It's Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, and Bashal Tutin. I think we're all on a different guy. I like Tank Bigsby, but I also like Tutin.
It seems like that should be immediately exclude this.
Can we turn key right now that Tank Bigsby is going to be the lead running back in this backfield? Do we all feel that way?
I do, personally.
Upside wise?
I think he'll be the lead back. I don't know if he'll be the most valuable fantasy back in this backfield.
What does that mean?
He's not going to catch any passes.
Okay, so you think it's...
And maybe he won't score that many touchdowns. Like, in other words, he might have the lead role, but the not as valuable role.
In terms of where he's going, I'm turning key on Tank Bigsby because I think he's the best shot to be Bucky Irving this year.
I think so, too. Can we turn key on all of the Jaguars running backs?
I'm not turning key on Etienne. I'm turning key on Tank and Bashal Tutin.
I think I would turn key on all 3.
Bashal Tutin's Kirkland Brand Achane from his Achane's rookie year. I'm not saying he's that, but to me.
What Liam Cohen did for the Bucs last year, what he did to Rachaad White and Bucky Irving, what people don't realize is Bucky Irving took off last year. Total points per game. Bucky Irving last year, RB20. Rachaad White, RB21. People would probably assume Rachaad White didn't even play football last year based on what
But to me,
Bucky
that's
Irving
the epitome of what you said, where it's like, I don't care that Rachaad White finished RB20, but it doesn't matter. Like, if you had, Rachaad White's existing last year, the second of the season, like, you didn't play him.
I guess what I'm saying is, if I had to pick somebody to be Bucky Irving, it's Tank Bigsby.
Yes.
Which is, I guess that is the exercise we're doing today. However, I'll just throw in outside of this exercise that I think Travis Etienne has the chance to be kind of the Rachaad White, like quietly just a top 20 running back, and both of them are good.
Yeah, that's fair. They use a lot of two-back things.
I don't think I can turn my key on any of the Jags right now.
I
like taking a shot on them, but I don't feel with like in my chest that they're going to.
You don't think Tank has a shot to beat Bucky Irving this year?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that.
And we're not turning key.
I don't feel it strongly. I'll put it that way.
Here's a guy I'm mega turning key on. Zach Charbonnet for the Seahawks. I think he's the epitome of this exercise, and I think he, to me, clarifies the difference between what we've talked about. Zach Charbonnet is a guy that big hit, small miss. Zach Charbonnet is like a top 100 pick. You can get him if you're in 10-team league. It's the 10th round, 12th. You can divide 100 by 12. Like, Zach Charbonnet is a later round, middle round pick, whatever you want to call it. And if Ken Walker for the Seahawks stays and plays the whole season, Zach Charbonnet is going to be like flex play, like you can play him. And if Ken Walker already has a foot injury, again, misses any time, I think Zach Charbonnet and his Seahawks offense could be better. Zach Charbonnet is straight up like maybe a top 7, top 8 running back. And like, he's a league winner.
He basically was last year. When Kenneth Walker missed that month, Charbonnet was a top 10 back.
I think Charbonnet is a league winner.
He has the expression is flex with benefits or whatever. Like, he could end up being a guy that you could start as a flex in games where Kenneth Walker is playing, but then the upside there, I'll turn the key. Turn
key on Zach Charbonnet.
I love Charbonnet. He's looked outstanding. The Seahawks offensive line has looked so much better in the preseason. I know it's the preseason and things can definitely change and guys can get hurt, but I don't know. I'm starting to buy the Seahawks hype, and especially in the run game.
Charbonnet clarifies this exercise to me.
He's way on a different like level stylistically than some of these other guys because he's like more of a contingent thing, but he has the opportunity. He might be the best handcuff in all of fantasy football right now.
All right, this guy we have to talk about for a second. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt for Washington. I think we can all turn key, right? I mean, so, Dika, can you just give the basic one? Who the hell is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? A.K.A. Bill. He goes by Bill.
Bill is the best.
We need to give the
Bill Krosky.
He's the biggest story that we haven't talked enough about. Is Bill Merritt.
I think
Krosky-Merritt.
We haven't talked about it a lot because throughout the last couple of weeks, I've just been a little dubious that this is a real thing, but I'm no longer that way. I think it is a real thing. The Brian Robinson is basically getting traded, or maybe even
from the Commanders. From the Commanders. It seems like Bill Merritt beat Brian Robinson out. They like it better.
Robinson was excused from practice on Wednesday. Dan Quinn, more or less, he didn't confirm, but he basically, more or less confirmed, read between the lines, that they're looking to trade him. They're looking to go in a different direction. Robinson, in the last year of their deal, they're looking to get some value from him now, I think, on the trade market. There are some teams that are calling. So it's looking pretty like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill.
He goes, and also to be clear, he goes by Bill. His family calls him Bill as a bit. He's not, no part of his name's William or Bill or anything.
Oh, really?
His name's Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
It's like a nickname when he was a kid.
There's so many syllables, they just kind of were like, call him Bill. And it just stuck. It's a bit. It's literally a joke from when he was like 2 years old, and he's calling him Bill. And goes by it.
His college timeline is very interesting. He started out as a 0-star recruit, went to Alabama State.
This is the least likely story I've ever heard for rookie starting running back ever.
Right. Transferred to New Mexico after 1 year at Alabama State. Transferred to Arizona after 1 year there. He put up big numbers at New Mexico, and then he flipped to Ole Miss. Only played one game last year because of NCAA eligibility issues. Something with his number.
It was a clerical issue. This is not. Right. It's like you see eligibility issues. You're like, it's like he smoked pot or Terrell Pryor, like the free tattoos. Nothing like that. I forget the exact story, but he gave his number to someone else to play for a game because it was like a gesture of some kind. And then because his number had been used or something, they were like, you can't play this year. Because it was literally like a jersey swap or something.
Like if somebody else is on the field with your number, you can no longer use ridiculous. That number.
It's just some bureaucratic thing. Anyway.
It was literally red tape paperwork. They're like, by the way, you can't play this year. So he just stayed on the team, and he was like, it is, and again, a 0-star guy who then, a paperwork issue, he did not play last year, and then now goes so late, so deep in the draft. And then now it's like he's beating out Brian Robinson. And for the starting job, maybe in week 1, we think.
He's looked very good in the preseason action. He's got a lot of juice as a runner. He ran a 4.45. He got a 41-inch vert. So obviously there's tons of explosiveness there. And the other thing is the team that it just doesn't have a lot of competition, especially if Brant Robinson gets traded. Chris Rodriguez, Jeremy McNichols, I think those guys.
Austin Eckler.
Sorry, I found it.
Austin
This is worth
like
saying.
A change of pace, yeah.
This is Google Gemini, so I wish I'd found it before the show. But the story allegedly is, not per Gemini, that basically when he was at Alabama State his freshman year, he redshirted, and then he another guy in the team I think wanted the jersey so he gave him the 21. So then technically they found out later when he was going to play that last year of eligibility, they were like, wait. Like the red shirt,
played.
I guess it's tied to the fucking jersey.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, your eligibility was used or whatever.
Like the number 21 played last year.
Oh my
so they're
God,
like, you don't actually have this year of eligibility. Like you are not on the team. Like, which is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But anyway, so it reminds me of something Howie Roseman said about just basically, do we believe this story or not? Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM, was talking about they're finding Jason Kelce in the 6th round or whatever. And he's like, when you're on day 3 of the draft, round 6, round 7, it's like, you should be looking for outliers. Mm-hmm. Like if you're looking the typical way you look, there's a reason 32 teams passed on these guys 6 times. There should be one glaring thing about these guys that obviously is not a typical profile. That's why he fell. Like he was a good player. It's like, oh, well, he didn't play because of a clerical error. Right. There's nothing wrong with the player. It's just weird to use a day 1 or day 2 pick on someone
who played like one game.
Right. And so I think it's legit. I'm not, now again, the secret's kind of out. I don't know how online your league is.
The ADP hasn't changed enough yet to be where it's not a value.
Yes.
He's like a 12th round pick. That's where you're going to have to get him. Otherwise someone will reach.
The single best pick you can make in fantasy right now, I would say. Mm-hmm. He has the highest likelihood to be a major storyline this year in fantasy for where he's going in drafts.
We all turn key on Krosky-Mara. If you wait for the actual number, to get him, he's not going to go last round before your defense. Like so many leagues are going to take him. You have to reach probably
and this is a real how sharp is your league. If you're playing in like a work league or your family and everyone just kind of casually plays fantasy football, you can probably wait. Yeah. But if you have a lot of diehards in your league, they'll know about him.
The last thing I want to say is this is unknowable, but the Texans, I think there's value in the Texans backfield. But if Brian Robinson goes to Houston, I think that could actually, if he gets traded to Houston, we don't know where he's going to go.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on where Brian Robinson goes. We're not going to do turnkey on Brian Robinson or whatever. But if he goes to Tennessee, that's bad for Tony Pollard. If he goes to Houston, that's really good for Brian Robinson. Right. So anyway.
Wait, did you say why he was called Bill?
I think it's just a joke.
I think his family, it was a nickname when he was a kid.
It's because it's based off the children's show Little Bill for having a near bald hairstyle in his youth.
Bill.
That's so funny. Bill. Any other names of running back? You guys want to turn key on?
Nobody I feel super, super confident about right now.
Do you want to mention, I think the only, Ollie Gordon for the Dolphins?
Yeah, Ollie Gordon.
Guy? He's just a good slate sleeper.
I mean, I think he's just a good late sleeper. Keep your eye on him. Devon Achane is kind of hurt right now.
I think you can still turn your key on somebody even if they're probably not going to do anything if they're going last in drafts.
Exactly.
So the two guys I want to put in that category.
This is your last pick before defense.
Yes.
Dameon Pierce from the Texans. He has a 1,000-yard season on his resume. And Joe Mixon, this injury situation is really uncertain. There's a very strong chance that he's going to miss the beginning of the season, if not longer. And Nick Chubb is the only other competition. Nick Chubb, everything we've heard out of camp so far is that he just doesn't have any juice left. So
he's got no juice.
And I've heard good things about Dameon Pierce from camp as well. He got a little bit of a late start as well, just because he was, I think, getting over an injury. But I don't know. He's got a 1,000-yard season on his resume, and he's going in the last round, if not undrafted.
Would you rather turn your key on Dameon Pierce or Ollie Gordon?
Dameon Pierce, just because I've seen it happen in the NFL before.
I'll turn my key with him on Pierce. Just again, as the last round.
Like
it's your last pick.
Cheap.
It's your last pick.
Sure.
It's like he just might be a starter.
Great, sure.
It's like if they don't acquire Brian Robinson. Again, it's
hard for me to be like, no.
Yeah, I know.
The 16th round, I'm refuse.
Putting my foot down.
All right. We're going to get to receiver, but first, football's almost here, which means it's time to start thinking about how the season will end. That's why FanDuel created a whole new holiday futures day happening on Tuesday, August 26th. It's 24 hours of deals on your season-long picks. A day when you decide who will win the division, take home the MVP, or take the whole thing. For one day only, all customers get an instant bonus on any football futures bets, plus flash deals every 3 hours that you won't want to miss. So mark your calendars, because the greatest day in futures history is coming August 26th. What are you doing for Futures Day? Visit the FanDuel app to learn more and get your picks ready. FanDuel, Play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. The only other running back we didn't mention, we haven't mentioned all month, and I want to mention before we get to receivers, you know who we haven't talked about? We went through this, is Jordan Mason and the Vikings. And I just wanted to throw him out for 2 seconds. He doesn't catch passes, but if Aaron Jones pulls his hamstring or tears his groin in week 3, and are we going to be like, how did we not talk about Jordan Mason on Minnesota for like
interesting
a month?
Jordan Mason was fantastic and a league winner last year for like a month.
Right.
And then a team traded for him, and they have an old 30-year-old running back, gave him money, and we haven't discussed it.
And I think they're going to want to run the hell out of the ball this year.
He's a great value. I wanted specifically platform rankings in particular. Sometimes like the platform you play on totally depends whether a guy's a good value or not. Not every player, but some guys it's a huge deal. Jordan Mason, if you just open like the ESPN draft room, like on Yahoo, Jordan Mason's 80th. ESPN, he's like 130th. I think it's the biggest disparity of any player in the entire NFL this year. If you just, again, the actual thing you're looking at in your draft.
I think that's probably because this doesn't fully explain it, but ESPN is PPR.
Exactly.
And so he's not going to catch it.
And Yahoo's still half, but I'm just saying, Jordan Mason's like 75th on Yahoo. That's like, a very early pick. And then on ESPN, if you're in an ESPN league in particular, Jordan Mason is a turnkey. Jordan Mason and ESPN, you can get Charbonnet and Jordan Mason in ESPN for so cheap. Like this is maybe stupid, but if you're in an ESPN league, I would like plan a lot of my strategy around reaching for Charbonnet and Jordan Mason both late because they're ranked really like too low. So I just wanted to shout out that one. I'll turn my key on that. Turn it, yeah.
So we're adding Jordan Mason.
Like I don't know if I would take Jordan Mason on Yahoo, but I would like make sure to get Jordan Mason in ESPN.
One thing that's good about him, same with Charbonnet, they're not famous at all. Like they are guys who will fall because people, again, if you're in a more casual league, no one's even going to know who Jordan Mason is.
Mason's 119th next to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt on ESPN, but he's like 77th on Yahoo. And then Charbonnet is like 132nd on ESPN. Yeah. Next to Jaden Blue for Dallas.
That's surprising.
And I'm like, yes.
Especially with Kenneth Walker.
So platform specific, Charbonnet and Mason and ESPN, but Yahoo, they're ranked totally differently. Okay, let's get to receiver. And again, we'll try. If we all agree on someone, again, at cost, then we're like, we can move on. We all unanimous.
Can I start?
Please.
We want to talk about what are you doing on Futures Day? I'm betting Drake London 22-1 to lead the league in receiving TVs.
Turnkey. I agree.
Yeah. I think the only slight thing in the back of my mind is we just don't really know what Michael Penix is, but I think the upside is so strong.
I'll tell you what we do know.
He has actually wide receiver 1 upside.
He's the cheapest, least famous wide receiver that could be the number 1 guy this year.
Right.
And I would say what we do know is that he's going to throw the ball to fucking Drake London, Michael Penix.
Yeah.
100%.
Drake London's a turnkey. Second round pick, you get Drake London. I think you're doing well.
Bang!
Bang!
Oh, bang!
Bang! T. Higgins for the Bengals.
I feel strongly about T. Higgins. I feel like we have him ranked way too low.
Okay.
He's the type of guy who
wide receiver 2 last year.
Yeah, last year he was, and I think in total points, and wide receiver 5 or 4 in points per game.
He was hurt for a month, but yeah, per game I think he was number 2.
Yeah, he averaged 15.5 points per game. Obviously, the big hiccup is he only played 12 games. He out-targeted Jamar Chase in the games that they played together.
That's one of my favorite stats you've had all season.
I mean, and it's obviously like Jamar Chase. I'm not saying don't draft Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase is more explosive. He's going to probably score more touchdowns. And big plays is kind of Jamar Chase's thing. But T. Higgins.
They're closer together than people think when they're actually healthy and playing.
Also, absolute trust of Joe Burrow. Also, Joe Burrow is kind of like Matt Stafford in the sense he's just going to feed his guys. It's a concentrated passing game to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and if T. Higgins is out, it's Mike Gesicki. That's kind of like the guys he passes to.
T. Higgins passes that Mike Tomlin called him a goon, but he did it like the 90s Batman way, not the 2020 Zoomer goon meaning. Google that if you want, but not at work. But then T. Higgins is also just, if you're Monday Night Football and you're like, I'm up 27 and like they have T. Higgins, you're like, oh no. Like you're like pucker factor still T. Higgins.
Oh yeah.
Anything feels possible. I'll turn key on T. Higgins.
20 of
turn T.
Joe Burrow, 20 of Joe Burrow's 43 passing touchdowns last year were inside the 5-yard line.
Are we turning key on Higgins?
The only thing about him is he's never really healthy. He misses like a month every
Are we turning key or not, guys? We got a lot of names left here.
Right.
Are we turning key or what?
Yeah, I'll turn key.
I'm turning key.
I am doing that.
Tyreek Hill, you guys going to do it with me or not?
No.
Pussy.
To me, it's just, I think I'm just tired of the Tyreek Hill.
I'm tired of it too. I think I'm not going to deny for 2 seconds that Tyreek Hill could very easily be the best value in all fantasy. And here I am talking about Christian McCaffrey in round 1, where it's like Tyreek Hill, I mean, you could have taken him the first pick a couple years ago. Like Tyreek Hill.
He was the number 2 pick in drafts last year.
Yeah.
Now he's going at the end of the 3rd round. And it's
why? What happened?
No, that's fine. If you think he's Tua missed half the season and Tyreek hurt his wrist before the season began. But look, he was slower last year. If you look at his metrics, he wasn't as fast as he usually was. If you want to jump on the he's washed, he's going downhill, speed guys don't age well, that's all fine. But this guy's going at the end of the 3rd round. I'm kind of like, who fucking cares?
Is it bad that I almost would rather have, like, he's picking up injuries, and is it bad that I almost rather, I guess I'm going against everything I believe, but I'm like, you could take Jalen Waddle 3 rounds later or 2 rounds later, and just, if Tyreek Hill is hurt, then Jalen Waddle just has the entire offense.
I mean, counter, Tyreek Hill was bad last year, and Waddle still sucked.
Remember when I said Tony Pollard's the best player I won't turn my key on? I feel like it's Tyreek Hill. God,
I understand all of it. It is the definition of a risk. He's kind of a veal chop. He's like Achane in a sense.
You know what it is?
If it's
over, it's going to be over. But if it's not over,
I actually just figured it out. If football was played on spreadsheets, and if you're the kind of person, I'm going to totally weasel my way out of this. If you're the kind of person who just spreadsheet, you're like, I would like to win and accrue value, and I don't even watch my team necessarily, which is not a judgment. I play fantasy baseball that way. I have a good team, but I barely watch baseball. If you're that way, turn key on Tyreek Hill. Because what I don't like about Tyreek Hill is, I would say,
if you read anything,
I don't like rooting for him. There's another issue he had off the field this year, which I don't love.
Fair.
And then on top of it,
all right, you're going to throw that at me. Fair.
No, I'm just mentioning it. But the Dolphins offense also, I don't like watching Miami. Every time Tua gets hurt, I cringe.
Yeah.
He's older. So if you're going to watch the Dolphins, I just feel like the downside's really low. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to not turn my key on because I'm going to be I'm not trying to be I don't want to be a high horse asshole and tell other people what not draft him. I'm not trying to moral high horse. I just don't want him on my team, which sounds douchey.
Did you feel that way last year? Are you deciding
he was better last year
to take the moral? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? His whole career, have you not had him?
Well, look, the Browns take shortcuts on character and still suck. If you're going to do it right. Get your money's worth. I'm going to deal with all this and he sucks. I don't want to deal with that.
I think for me, it's not that I don't think Tyreek Hill has upside. He definitely
Sanctimony
does.
is bullshit here.
I'll turn my key.
The year that he's like, he might be slow. It's like, actually, I have a moral problem with this.
Now I know that stuff really bothers me. Yeah.
He didn't hit 21 miles an hour last year. Never mind.
No,
I just think, to me, I'm not turning my key because there's more ways it can go wrong than it can go right. There's a chance it will go right, but
it's tough because you know what? I will say this: the entire point of this exercise is what he's saying. I got Tyreek Hill in the 3rd round, and Tyreek Hill is 1,700 yards. If Tua plays 17 games, I will say this is the whole point of the exercise.
But you're also burning a 3rd rounder if he doesn't do well.
Yeah, but
okay. The other 3rd rounders.
This is the whole point of the exercise.
The other 3rd rounders are Breece Hall, Jackson Smith and Jigma, James Cook, Garrett Wilson,
I'm going to turn my key. I'm going to turn my key because
I don't know. Are any of those guys sure things?
This is the point of the exercise, which is Tyreek Hill.
Is Jackson Smith and Jigma going to have 1,800 yards this year?
Probably not.
No. Could Tyreek?
Yes.
Realistically?
Yes.
He literally did that the year before last.
No, I'm going to turn my key. That was a bunch of sanctimonious bullshit. I'll call myself out.
All right. Well, I'm going to stay on.
All right. Well, it doesn't even matter.
Thank God you're holding it down. All right. So then Jalen Waddle then.
Here's the thing. Jalen Waddle is a good pick.
We hate him.
I hate him.
Fuck that guy. I'm not turning my key.
He might be the best pick in drafts right now because Achane's hurt. Tyreek's hurt. Vibes of Tyreek are terrible. The vibes in Jonnu Smith's gone. It's just Waddle.
Yeah. Is it?
But I don't want him.
Yeah, I don't want him either. Yeah, no.
I just don't. Yeah, I just wanted to rile you guys up.
Yeah, I get it. Well, it worked. All right, Tetwaroa McMillan for the Panthers. That Craig's kind of like, I don't care what his mother says.
On that. Every time you say that, Tetwaroa.
It's because I'm in the process of trying to not
butcher. Well,
every time
Tetaroa.
I'm trying not to butcher it, so I butcher it every time.
Right.
You must add a syllable.
It's like when you think about when you think too much about your shot.
It's Tetaroa.
It's like Hawaiian, man.
Don't think about your farm. You're thinking too much.
Tetwaroa is like saying croissant. Just say croissant.
Oh, that's right.
We're in America.
That is a good Barcelona.
Yeah. Ibiza.
Went to Ibiza.
I
guess I shouldn't try to do the Hawaiians.
I love Tet. He's one of my favorite players this year. I think he could just immediately be like top 10 in targets.
I'm turning it.
I think he's really talented.
Turnkey.
All right.
Turnkey. He's awesome. We all in.
And I also, apart from my love.
I'll go down with that. If it doesn't work.
Turn the key. He's legit. He's going to be legit.
Yeah.
George Pickens, Cowboys.
I'm in.
Yes. George Pickens is the more fun version of Tyreek Hill. it could go wrong. It could go very wrong. But if it goes right, boy, oh boy.
Ooh, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think the Cowboys are going to throw for a ton of yards. I trust Dak Prescott to feed his two big targets and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. The vibes have been outstanding in training camp and during the whole offseason.
Well, Micah Parsons.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Talking about fucking Pickens.
Oh, I think.
What do you fucking think I'm talking
about Dallas. Sorry, I was like, I thought you were talking about Dallas.
Everything I've heard about Pickens has been great.
Okay, good.
He's like lighting it up.
Yeah, he's very good.
He is crazy complimentary.
Yes, a night out with Pickens could be great. Maybe it'll be a 10-year relationship. I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
I don't know.
This could certainly go wrong. Like I still think there's an underrated factor of like CeeDee Lamb gets 15 targets a game. Pickens is pissed. He has no touchdowns for the first 3 weeks of the season, and he's like bitching to the media, and it goes poorly. He doesn't have a contract yet. So I do think it could kind of get dicey. But the upside is really, really
I have to say, it's easy. If it goes wrong, it's like, wow, I can't believe Mike Tomlin gave up on a, like we could record this segment after the season right now we're going to record a tattoo for next year. Like Mike Tomlin gives up on a receiver, like never literally draft them ever. However, Pickens is unlike those other guys because I think they wanted Russ back and they wanted Metcalf. Like they were like, we're not going to pay George. We're not going to pay George. He's crazy. But to me, there's a difference between, can I say that on, I could say he's crazy. I don't care. But like there's a difference between we're not going to give him like
he's a knucklehead.
Yeah, he's a knucklehead, and we're not going to give him $100 million. So we're going to just trade him and get Metcalf in. Like that's fine.
Yeah,
there's a difference. But however, in fantasy, it's this simple to me. How many times have we joked if all the times George Pickens caught a ball out of bounds, it was inbounds, he'd be like Jerry Rice. I just think that's actually kind of something that's because the quarterbacks suck, and like Dak. Everyone's happier when the quarterback's better. I'm going to turn key on Pickens.
For sure. I'm turning the key as well. If the aliens come down and watch a football game that George Pickens, they're like, that guy must be the best player in the league. Craig
nailed it at the live show. Pickens is the Kirkland brand T. Higgins. 100%. If you're like, I don't want T. Higgins 26, like I'd rather have Kyron Williams, I'd rather take a quarterback, whatever. Pickens is the guy where you're like, Dallas also has a bad defense, might throw the ball 600 times, and Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are both top 10 receivers. On volume, this is what this exercise is for. Like, it's so easy for me to see all that happening. Like, it's been so long since Dallas had a competent number two. It's almost hard to remember.
Right.
But like,
turnkey.
Calvin Ridley for the Titans. I think turnkey, right? We've talked about
him a lot.
Yeah.
If Cam Ward sucks, he's a solid pick. If Cam Ward's great, he's an amazing
pick. We all turnkey. And I think that you put it best. Calvin Ridley's priced like Will Levis is still the quarterback in Tennessee. He's not. This is his floor. Calvin Ridley has all ceiling above him.
The quarterback upgrade here has potential to be massive. Yeah. So that's
quarterback
that's why I'm buying. Also, basically no competition.
Yeah.
For targets.
All right. Travis Hunter, receiver cornerback for the Jaguars.
Can I know you're obviously turning the key. I kind of only want to turn the key because I don't want to miss the boat. Like, I don't want to be the guy who was like,
you don't want to have
Travis
FOMO?
Hunter can't do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not that confident. I'm just dubious. You don't get double the points because he plays defense. So, it's just double the risk, but not double the points. You go.
Heifetz look at him.
You go.
He's getting tense right now. He's putting his computer aside so he can fight me physically.
Part of me thinks that he'll just be better than Brian Thomas, and Brian Thomas could potentially like have a terrible season because Travis Hunter's that good. I do think that's in play, and I do think about that. And then the other side of me is like, he's playing defense? What the fuck are we doing? I
think I want to turn the key on Hunter. Yeah. I think I do. Even though I don't.
Part of me thinks he's not going to play defense that much.
Right.
Because he's going to be so good on offense. They're going to be like,
I think I'm turning the key on Hunter.
A couple third downs.
So you're not turning
the key. And it's not because I'm physically. Heifetz is trying to physically intimidate me right now.
You are or are not?
I am. No, I'm not. I'm not in on him because Heifetz is trying to intimidate me. I'm in on him because I believe in the talent. I think it's going to be a concentrated passing game with him and Brian Thomas.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it too.
I'm not turning the key.
Come on.
I'm not.
You brought this up.
Yeah, why? He's on this list.
He is. I brought it up because I brought it up because I have an announcement.
This is bullshit.
I was gonna mention this on the Take Purge.
Fuck, you should have saved it. That's so good.
I didn't save it because people are drafting, and I feel like a fiduciary responsibility after everything I said.
You're out.
Every year, there's always something I'm kind of clismically wrong about.
Yeah, but now you're getting ahead of it.
No. Joe Burrow last year, and I was like worried about the wrist, which was a thing, but he just got over it. Yeah. Joe Burrow himself wasn't sure entering the season. However, the year Josh Jacobs, Mike Davis, there's always a thing. But this is
because you prematurely said it was you thinking the Saints were going to be bad this year, which is not it. And then DK wisely was like, the answer is your love of Travis Hunter.
Right. He's
Travis Hunter is the thing I care the most about. Travis Hunter's the thing I'm wrong about.
Can't believe this fucker got us both to turn the key.
But like, I feel like you're just hedging your bet because you don't want to be wrong.
There's two different things. I think for fantasy purposes, I think the splitting the time might matter. I mean, for fantasy, you can draft him, but I'm saying I'm a little dubious that he's going to be able to do as a rookie.
I know. What a cock move out of you.
I know. But here's the thing I realized. Here's what I didn't occur to me. Here's where I realized, because I do think part of the Travis Hunter experience is being like, this guy could be Ohtani. How many times I said this year? He could be like Ohtani. Yeah. And you could just have not been part of that, and you could have. Like, why? How many chances do you ever get in your whole life to do that?
Right.
Here's what I realized.
I guess every year.
Here's what I realized. I think I watched the preseason game with the Steelers and Jaguars. And Travis Hunter played the first team offense. He played second team defense. Mm-hmm. And you know what the one scenario none of us actually talked about was, what if Travis Hunter plays, and he plays he got 3rd and 7, he got like a 6-yard pass. 3rd and 4, he got like a 2-yard pass. And I realized in that moment, none of us have actually considered, what if Travis Hunter plays both ways, offense, defense, and the Jaguars defense sucks and the Jaguars offense is fine. And it's actually totally forgettable and almost weird that he's playing both ways, because neither unit itself is actually remarkable. And it's actually a completely forgettable experience, and it's nothing of the transformative sort, I think, at all. Because you know what? He's not a fucking starting pitcher. He's a cornerback.
Right.
Like, if the defense sucks, who fucking cares? And I realized that's what's going to happen. He's going to play both ways, and no one's going to give a shit.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of my initial read when they drafted him second, when they traded up for him.
And I was going to save this for the take purge, but I'm doing it now because I've talked about it so much. And I'm just saying, you can still take him. Everything I said, I still feel a little bit, but I just wanted to, I think perhaps I was the only person talking about all this, and I was wrong.
It's a cooler real life story than a fantasy one.
Yeah. So there you go. I watched him play defense. I'm like, yeah, this is probably a weird thing to bet on. There you go. That's my announcement.
All right. I'm going to throw a name out here, and
you guys are actually disappointed in me. Wow.
I do think this is kind of a beta move by you.
Probably.
I think it is.
To be clear,
Heifetz job.
Half of the fun of being Heifetz is being spectacularly wrong.
Close the deal, man. Like,
I watched the preseason game. Well, to be clear, I want you to know it's not like I got scared. I watched the preseason game and I got the ick. I was like, fuck, the kicker's so much more interesting than this fucking experience.
Did you watch him in college? Like, what? You didn't get the ick then?
No, he was the most fun college player I've ever seen as an adult.
So you watched one preseason game? What were you expecting? Him to have a pick six and a 60-yard touchdown in the preseason?
No, I just watched it and I was like, this is this is thoroughly unremarkable. Like, literally, I was like, I have nothing to say about this. It makes me feel
That's kind of confusing to me. I don't even really know what that means. You watched him play offensive defense for like a series.
It just wasn't as cool as I thought it would be.
So
it just wasn't as cool as I thought it would be.
All right.
He's a fickle beast.
Yeah. Okay. I wish you closed the deal and doubled down. That's the Heifetz move.
Yeah.
He's going to be awesome now. And then we're going to say you got out at the last second.
My gift and curse.
You sold your Apple Talk right before.
God, honestly, that probably is what I did. I just sold low,
oh, that's really funny.
Brutal. Roma Dunze for the Bears.
I think I'm going to take this out.
I'm not turning the key.
I changed my mind on this, but I do want to throw out a different name right now.
Okay.
I want to throw out Jordan Addison.
For
the Vikings. I'm starting to get some conviction on him over the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's going to be suspended for 3 games. The 3 games at the beginning of the year, the easiest to kind of weather that storm, no bye weeks. You can plug in a different guy.
Sure.
I think he could be one of the best ads early on in the season where he's going in drafts, because this is kind of the opposite of Heifetz. I watched one series with him with JJ McCarthy, and McCarthy just fed him and he looked awesome and he was playing all over the field. He's also obviously got a history of scoring a lot of touchdowns in this offense. The question here is, what if JJ McCarthy is just as good as Sam Darnold was last year? And I think there's a world in which that is very possible. I think I believe that could happen. And Addison to me feels like an amazing value. Justin Jefferson already has a hamstring injury. Obviously, that's kind of I don't think it's serious, but it is bleeding into the deep part of the preseason. If Addison is the number one receiver on this team, I think he could go absolutely nuclear. I'm not expecting it to happen, but I think he's a great sleeper where he's going.
You know what? He is kind of like the Devontae Smith, where it's like Devontae Smith's all right to start, but like if AJ Brown's out, Devontae Smith's a top 10 receiver. Yeah. Addison does that have that in him.
I'm not turning my key.
It's
fair enough. I just wanted to get that out there.
It's an interesting one. I like that, DK, more than I thought.
I think the difference is, I mean, yeah, if Justin Jefferson plays the whole season, I think it's kind of, you just immediately throw this out,
right,
which sucks, right? They basically both, Jordan Addison last year played 15 games. He was a wide receiver 21. So it's like, all right, that's kind of like what he's capable of.
He's going right now as the wide receiver 37.
Yeah, but the whole point of this exercise is like, is he going to be a story of the season? And
right, sure. I don't think he doesn't pass.
If Justin Jefferson plays, he will not be a story of the season.
Yeah,
right.
And
so that's one thing. Two,
that's a good. He's a Tony Pollard. He's a good value.
And the Devontae Smith thing. It's like, well, I trust Philly more. I trust Jalen Hurts more. I trust the ecosystem more. I don't know about JJ McCarthy.
I think Craig's right that it's closer to Tony Pollard. Where if you draft Addison, what you're describing is he's a good value, but he's not. Yes.
Yeah. Don't know if he's going to be Brian Thomas.
I think you're right. He doesn't pass the bar. I just wanted to throw that out.
However, I will say this. Reckless, Jordan Addison. I wanted to say this. What we're talking about of like, I think these guys could be, you look back.
That's my fantasy team name. Whoever drafts
I already
Jordan
took
Addison.
it. That's my name in the Ringer Fantasy League.
Took it.
I'm Wet Reckless.
In the Ringer League?
Yeah, I already named my team that.
I feel like you have to wait to have Jordan Addison to do that.
Fuck that.
I don't like that.
No.
Fuck that.
Do you believe in making like team name puns, even if you, or player puns if you don't have the player on your team?
I just thought Wet Reckless was funny. It was the day we made the league, and I made it. I guess you're fair. I don't usually do that, but it was the same day, and I was just like, this is funny.
Okay.
I did see that you made that name, and I thought it was funny.
Maybe I should drop the charge. To the point though, you look back. This is the reason you won your league. If I could like draft who are the 3 picks I would make, like who could be Brian Thomas next year? We're about to talk about 3 of them. Turnkey 1, Emeka Buka for the Buccaneers. Turnkey.
We already turned it.
Like unanimous.
Just a stud.
Yep.
Ricky Parasol for the 49ers.
100%.
I'm all aboard.
Key.
100%.
I actually think I would consider Ricky Parasol as like my number 1 guy of where he's being drafted, which I think you can take him. I mean, Yahoo has him ranked in the 70s. You could take him there if you want. Some players he falls way further, but Ricky Parasol to me is the epitome of the upside. Is he's just, despite all the names at the top of the board, round 1, round 2, Ricky Parasol ends up a top 10 receiver.
He's going so cheap too.
So the question becomes Juwan Jennings, because it almost becomes, do you think he's healthy or not?
Yeah, is this calf injury a ruse to get a contract?
I don't love that he's missed so much time.
He's missed a lot of time, which is why I'm more confident in Parasol. I think Jennings, it's as simple as if he falls because he has the questionable. But that to me is, he's the return value guy. Parasol's the explosion potential. And I don't know if Jennings well, I guess he does have the explosion potential.
No, that's fair. Jennings is probably the safer bet, return on investment, all that good stuff.
Floor play.
Because I think he's very good.
I want to turn key on both these guys just because I'm like, the 49ers are the most obvious team to bet on this year with the easy schedule, with the coaching's really good. I
think Pearsall has a higher ceiling than Jennings.
Yes.
So I don't know if Jennings qualifies exactly, but like, if we want to just generally say turn the key for the Niners, that's fine. I agree. No Debo, no Ayuk for a while. It's going to be these 2 guys.
I'm turning key for Pearsall.
Yeah, definitely Pearsall.
Okay.
How do we feel about Jennings?
Jennings, I think the answer is no, because we're waffling, which is the whole point.
Right? Yeah, but it's still a great pick.
You should, it's as simple as this. If you drafted Pearsall in I don't know, round 8, you're like, fuck yes. Jennings, you're like, golf clap.
Yeah.
And the next guy, for me, Matthew Golden, Green Bay Packers, turnkey. I think I'm all in.
I'm in.
So
the next 2 guys,
Buka, Golden, Parasol, those are like, I think for the receiver, those are my 3 guys. I'm like, I think they're going to change your season.
If you start your draft with like running backs and tight ends and quarterbacks, and you need to kind of gobble up a lot of receivers, those 3 are great. I want to throw out 2 now that Daniel Jones is the starter in Indianapolis, and I think that requires some changes to be made in how we rank the Colts receivers. Michael Pittman and Josh Downs. I want to talk about both of them. Last year, Michael Pittman broke his back, didn't miss any games, insane, wasn't good. Josh Downs, I mean, you can just throw everything out when Anthony Richardson is playing because every game is just so volatile and chaotic. The year before, with Gardner Minshew quarterbacking the Colts for the majority of the season, I don't know, man. Michael Pittman had 109 catches. And I'm like, Daniel Jones just gave 100 catches to Wan'Dale Robinson. And maybe it's not Michael Pittman will be a league winner story of the season, but I think he could be a really significant return on investment. if they're just running RPOs and hitting Michael Pittman over and over for 10 times a week.
I agree with everything you're saying.
He's just going so late.
I'm not turning my key, but I think you're right. And you know why? He's platform specific. When you open your ESPN draft window, Michael Pittman is ranked 77th.
Because of PPR.
When you open it on Yahoo, Michael Pittman is 115th. So I think it's as simple as this to me. I don't know if I want ESPN Michael Pittman. I think he's like, it could work. Yahoo, I think he's one of the easiest targets there is on Yahoo.
He might be the most boring, like wet noodle pick.
Yeah, I have not talked about him at all.
Michael Pittman on Yahoo is you could convince me the single best value because you're like he was the 34th pick last year, whatever, 35th pick in drafts. He's 115th on Yahoo. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you kind of reach a point in the offseason, like once you get around August 20th, once the second preseason game goes by, the rankings just kind of stop. They're just kind of frozen forever, no matter what happens. And this Anthony Richardson news is a big deal for the pass catchers, and he's just kind of still where he was with Anthony.
I just like our Matt Harmon, who is we love Matt Harmon. We've been to bars with Matt. He's awesome. Matt Harmon's low on Michael Pittman.
Been to bars with Matt.
That was such
I know Matt.
I was trying
Matt
to
likes us.
That was like a very
we are friends with him.
Passive voice way of saying that he's our friend. We've been to bars.
I was trying to think if it was like weird to be specific, and so I just went with that and sounded weirder. It's
we've
kind of like with
we've been in
McMillan.
his present.
Yeah, I've seen Matt.
Are
from
you implying
afar.
that Matt is telling us things that he doesn't say on his podcast about Michael Pittman?
No, I'm saying he has him really ranked really low, and I agree with him on everything, and I think he's just wrong about Michael
okay.
Pittman. I didn't know.
But he also loves Josh Downs.
He loves Josh Downs, and I just think he's being a hipster about it. I generally speaking, I love Matt's rankings.
Like Antonio Brown, and nobody knows it yet. Which maybe he is.
I think the reason I'm not going to turn my key on this is because I don't believe in Daniel Jones. However, I think these are great values. I like these picks.
Fair. Yeah. Maybe Michael Pittman won't be a
Tony
league-winning player,
but he's a great
pick.
Yeah, and Josh Downs.
He's a Yahoo.
I think Josh Downs as well.
Pittman's a Yahoo pick. And if you want Downs is an ESPN pick because Downs is 110th there, but on Yahoo, that's the same thing. Pittman. Okay. Luther Burden, Bears. Come
on, baby. He's so good.
He's really good.
He's basically going undrafted. He's going like 150th.
I'll turn key because he's free and he was like the 40th pick in the draft or whatever, and just 5-star recruit and just close your eyes, second-round draft picks, hold him for the first half of the season and see if he gets his shit together. Like turnkey, because this is someone that, frankly, other people in the league probably aren't going to take.
Olamide Zaccheaus is the biggest red herring of this offseason.
Okay, so we're turning keys, though.
I'm going to turn my key on him. You know how we always have this every year? It was like the year it was Justin Jefferson was a rookie. He was playing behind, I can't even fucking remember now, some random guy. Do you remember this? And everyone was like worried about the depth chart. He wasn't playing in the first 2 games.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then he had, 1,300 yards or something like that?
Luther Burden, he might not earn it immediately, but he's the epitome of, like, you know who else didn't do anything his rookie year? Till Thanksgiving? Rashee Rice.
Totally.
And then Rashee Rice was incredible. Like, Luther Burden is the post-Thanksgiving college freshman. Burden turnkey. Darnell Mooney, Falcons. I'm not turning my key. He's a good value. He's hurt. He's a good value.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, I think Texans, same thing. Good value, weirdly good value, not a season-changing player, right?
Yeah. Maybe the biggest Glansberg of the NFL season.
I agree.
I think we've all assumed it's like we're trying to do the thing where we do it with the running backs, where we're trying to just push Jaden Higgins.
Jaden Higgins is going to back up Nico Collins at X, and Christian Kirk's going to be the underneath guy. And Christian Kirk's going to be like, he's going to be like Adam Thielen was a couple years ago when I tried to bury him, and then he was really good. Christian Kirk's going to weirdly be a top 20 receiver, Tyler Lockett style, a month into the season. Kirk is like a perfect late round receiver. Not for this exercise, but I do think you win your league with Christian Kirk can be mixed in. Like, he's going to be able to play for you.
He's worth the flyer. I think he's a good sleeper, but not. Yeah, I agree.
Last person I want to mention, he's not a turnkey, but I just wanted to shout out Keenan Allen's back with the Chargers. And looks okay. Mm-hmm. And I kind of think we would ignore Keenan Allen, but he went back to the Chargers with Herbert. He's like, by far, and like, it's worth remembering. It's very rare where a guy signs with a team on August 21st, and like Herbert has way more experience with that guy than any of the other guys. And I want to say, I can't remember the last time I ever felt that way. Keenan Allen to me is the most off the radar pick that could be immediately good because, again, there's no ramp up period.
Right.
Like, I mean, there is, but like, it's a different offense. But like,
he's going to a system he knows with a quarterback.
Well, he doesn't know the system because they cut him, but like, because they're the Bears last year. But like, he knows Herbert, which is the most important part.
Yeah,
so I just want to shout out
built-in chemistry.
Not washed Keenan Allen. Just want to shout him out. Okay. Quarterbacks. This is going to be simpler. Again, guys that could change. I think Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts in the 4th round. You look back and he ends up the number 1 quarterback. Jalen Hurts to me is ranked like they banned the tush push and they did not. So I'm turning key. I don't even give a shit if you guys do or not. I'll turn your keys for you.
I will turn my key on all 4 of the big 4.
Yeah. Hurts in particular, I'd actually rather have Hurts in the 4th than Josh Allen in the 3rd. I think that
I'm fine with that.
they have higher ceilings, but it's like Jalen Hurts is the most predictable player game week to week there's ever been in fantasy, basically.
I will say when I did an auction league the other day, and it was Hurts was not a lot cheaper, but he was cheaper than the other 3 guys.
It makes no
Lamar, Jane Daniels, and Josh Allen.
It makes no sense to me.
It makes sense to me. Like in the court of public opinion, I understand why.
Sure.
Yeah,
Josh Allen and Lamar, and they win MVPs. Jalen Hurts.
But they're cooler. But it's also like people who don't care about that, just looking at it's that combined with people looking at numbers are looking at like modeling, and they're just like, well, these guys have higher ceilings, and the Eagles are going to do. It's going to be different. But I'm like, I think the difference to me is Hurts's little projection is the most bankable fucking thing ever. Like, I can't even stress how much I feel about Hurts.
I also think the Eagles might have to throw a lot more this year, and I really like Devontae and A.J. Brown.
Turnkey for Hurts. Justin Fields is a turnkey for me. Yeah. Especially on Sleeper, where he's ranked 126th.
Yes.
If you're drafting on Sleeper, again, Yahoo is Justin Fields ranked like 83rd. I'm like, that's about right. I don't want him on Yahoo. Sleeper, 126 is the best value on the platform.
Yeah. I like soured on him, I think, because I'm not excited about the Jets, and you watch him in preseason.
But
if you just kind of...
He sucks.
Think about when the season starts, week 1, he's going to have 12 carries for 85 yards and a touchdown, and he'll be a QB. Yeah. Like, you just got to think about that. And yes, if there's any guy going outside the top 10 who I feel if he plays 17 games has the best shot of finishing right outside those top 4, it's him.
Dak Prescott, turnkey.
I think so.
Do we turnkey on Justin Fields?
Sorry,
I think I'm with you guys.
You said I guess, so no.
Oh. No, I don't know. I think Craig said I've soured on him. And I agree with that.
Just don't watch it. Just don't watch him play.
Yeah, you watched him play.
I do think
don't watch the
players. I do think he fits perfectly the definition of a guy who could heavily influence the outcome of your league. Mm-hmm. And so I agree. I think Justin Fields, the upside is too much to ignore. So I'm in. Dak Prescott, what do we feel about that? I think Dak Prescott to me is easily the best non-running option at quarterback.
If we picked a pocket pass, if we were like the Baker Mayfield last year, who's the random pocket passer among the sea of Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, who's like going to randomly be with the top 4 rushing quarterbacks as the 5th guy? I can make a case for all of them. I can make a case for Jordan Love, Stroud, all these guys. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Same. So I'll turn my key on that. I'm all in on Pickens. I might as well.
Drake May, I am nominating and 100% turning my key. I think he's the cheapest bet to clone Josh Allen.
Turnkey. I think he's like Travion Henderson, where it's like he's so exciting that I think he might go really high in your draft. But like, if we're this exercise, like, if Drake May just levels up this year, then
I like this. I like this. I agree. And Hurts, Fields, Prescott, May feels like a cool, like quarterback group. I like that.
Nice blunt rotation.
Michael Penix Jr. for the Falcons.
I wrote him down because I do think, like, could he have a Darnold-esque 35 touchdown, 4,200 yard season? Is he the cheapest bet to do that? Year 2 of the offense, gunslinging, a lot of talent, going to throw the ball a lot. He was on pace for 4,100, again, a very limited sample size, but like he was already on pace for 4,100 passing yards in those 3 games. Only 6 guys did that last year. I'm kind of like, could he be Jameis? When Jameis was Jameis,
yes.
Jameis was like a top 8 quarterback.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know. He's going undrafted.
I don't know if Penix could do 30-30, but I think he could do a 20-20. 20 touchdons and 20 picks for Penix.
Yeah, maybe that's not what you want, but
I mean, like, it is though for fantasy.
If you're in a 2 quarterback league and you're kind of like, I'm fine punting on quarterback this year. Last pick in the draft, Penix.
Yeah.
I like this as a value. I don't like this. I'm not going to turn my key on him. I just don't know if I trust it quite
Even
enough.
as last pick in the draft, quarterbacks go.
I think there's other guys I like a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Any other quarterbacks you guys want to hit? Caleb Williams, the Bears.
I know. I think we should run through a couple of these. Caleb.
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
I'm not turning my key.
I'm not turning my key.
If it happens, I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm not turning my key as like, oh yeah, like I think this will happen. Like I still lean toward probably not.
I do think the vibes have been so bad that he's not going to get drafted super high anymore.
I agree with that.
The hype is down.
So. He went from, frankly, a good offseason, a good preseason would have been like you're drafting him as a bad starter, and now you're kind of drafting him as a good backup, which that does change things.
If we just like never saw a practice or never heard anything this offseason, he'd be going way higher.
I think that's true. I'm not turning my key.
No, I don't think I am either. What about Trevor Lawrence? Going as the QB 22.
I think he's like if the Jaguars offense becomes what the Bucs was last year and Liam Cohen turns out to be the next great coach, he's like the new Kevin O'Connell or whatever, like we would be yes.
This year's Baker Mayfield.
But that's what it would take. And I wouldn't be surprised, but that's what it would take.
I think he's a great bet for this. Like, I think he's
like
the
Lawrence.
Definition of like everything comes together. He has all the skills. He runs a little bit. He's been a top 10 guy in the past. He's going so late.
I would turnkey on that because I do think everyone's out. Everyone's out on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Darth, again, this is going to be like the last round in your draft.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's not bad.
All right.
I would rather, I agree. I'll turn my key on that. Even though the previous history makes me a little nervous, but I just like, of all the people that could be this year's Trevor Lawrence, this year's Baker Mayfield, I feel like Trevor Lawrence could be that.
Yeah, right? Again, last pick in the draft. I keep stressing that.
McCarthy, JJ, Vikings.
No.
He's like more, the argument is, you just said, well, he's better than Darnold. Well, he's more mobile than Darnold. So what if Darnold ran more last year?
I know. I
think, to me, this is more of a gut thing.
I'm willing to be wrong about JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm willing to take it.
I just have this gut feeling right now that JJ McCarthy's going to ball out.
Oh,
but it's more of a gut than a real strong conviction.
I feel like they're hiding something and he's not that good. That's how I feel.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
Low stakes conspircy.
I think he's the guy that's fallen through the cracks, and we're forgetting how fucking good Darnold was last year. After everyone was like, he's gonna suck. Except for Heifetz.
I think he's a value, but not like a league changing value. I mean, he could be. If he runs, he could be that guy. But like, you see Jaden Daniels last year, which is probably more the point of this exercise, or that Baker.
I don't know. I'm like, he's a rookie coming off a brutal knee injury. Well,
it's a meniscus. Come on.
Well, he had second surgery on it. I don't know. It's just like, that's something. He didn't play it all last year. And then even his Michigan year, like the whole knock on him was like, he didn't have to do that much. I don't know. It's been a while.
But have you seen him meditate?
Yeah. All right.
Good meditator. Anyone else? Cam Ward.
Nice. I don't
have conviction. I just think he's a good sleeper.
He doesn't fit this definition to me. Yeah. Cam Ward, you get him off waivers and maybe he's like a good passable quarterback. He's not changing your season. Tight end. I just think Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, George Kittle, lump all of them in. I turnkey all of them. I think that if you get them around where they're going and the other running backs, receivers there you don't like, I'm like, that's a thrilling pick. I think they could change it.
Makers.
If they are what we think they are and you have them at tight end, like it's what do we joke when you have one of these guys is super bad?
It's like having two cocks.
Yeah.
These are the three guys who could be the number one receiver on their team.
Turnkey. These are obvious. Let's move on.
Yeah. Mark Andrews, I'm turning key.
Me too.
I think Mark Andrews is the epitome of, like, he's an ick. He gives DK the ick. He dropped the ball end of the Ravens season. Mark Andrews, again, first half of the season was the worst tight end, probably the worst player that was in lineups for the first half of the season. Then he had 11 touchdowns in his last 10 games. So that it's like he's falling in drafts because it's like people don't know what to do with that. Touchdown regression, blah, blah, blah. He had tightrope surgery and then a car crash and he was just fucked up the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And then we got his legs under him, like literally, figuratively. I think he's actually the fourth best tight end.
Isaiah Likely injured. As well.
Yeah, so I Mark Andrews is where he's going, my favorite
I'm
guy.
big on Andrews as like, I don't love like mid-round tight ends in general. If you are going to take one, I would definitely take Mark Andrews.
Another guy where
I'm not doing it.
I'm not shocked. Another guy where there's like a pretty big gap between where he's going on some platforms.
You guys
so
are
just
very
check
strongly
out.
about it, but yeah.
I like Andrews. Okay.
I think we can all turn key on Tyler Warren.
All turn key on Tyler Warren for the Colts.
Yeah, everything you said about Daniel Jones earlier with Michael Pittman and them, I was just thinking Tyler Warren feels like the real target for me. Based on this, and I'm just really excited about
the only thing I want to flag.
He's just like Craig's whole thing. I've seen enough. He has looked the part incredibly, incredibly perfect.
And Daniel Jones being the quarterback now for Tyler Warren, like all Daniel Jones did that season he got paid when he threw the 15 touchdowns was like bootlegs to tight ends. And I mean, they're gonna have so many screens from Steichen designing them for Dallas Goedert back in the day. Like they're gonna have so many. Everything's over the middle. He's a receiver. I will say the only thing about Warren that I'll say is if you look again, I know I keep doing the platform thing, but like that's how this really like this is where you're actually drafting from. Like this is what matters. Tyler Warren on Yahoo. Well, I guess he's 110th, but like ESPN, Tyler Warren is 113th there too overall. So he's it's like a 10th, 11th rounder. Depends how big your league is. Yahoo he's like 98th, and like I'm embarrassed, but like the little 98 looks different than 102.
Does.
And so, but I turn key overall. We think that Tyler Warren has the best chance to be a top 5 tight end next year when you're drafting. All right, turnkey. Tucker Kraft for the Packers. I think he's probably more of a cool value.
Yeah, I like that more. I don't feel confident.
He's a good value. He's like a Tony Pollard.
I think he's a great flyer.
Yeah, he's like Jordan Addison. He's probably really good value at the cost. Colson Loveland for the Bears.
I'm not turning my key, I don't think.
I'm turning for Tyler Warren. I'm not turning the key for Colson Loveland.
There's a lot going on in Chicago.
I've thought Loveland arguably looks more exciting than Tyler Warren.
That might be true, but the thing that you need for a tight end to take off in fantasy is they need to have very little competition. They need to be on the field all the time. I don't know if Colson Loveland's going to do either of those things.
He
has a lot of competition. And Cole Kmet is getting a lot of snaps.
So I'm like, he might be great. I just don't know for fantasy if he'll be on the field enough and getting enough targets to actually work out.
I also think, I was trying to pull this up, but the thing is why the entire Colson Loveland thing is, well, Ben Johnson with Sam Laporta, his rookie year, Sam Laporta was the number one tight end basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Laporta scored like 10 touchdowns, right? The problem with that logic to me is that the Lions that year scored 460 points. And to me, the question is not whether Colson Loveland's better than Sam Laporta. It's, does the Bears offense have any chance of being as good as the Lions were in 2023? I would say like no. Like there's not a fraction as much talent. They could be average because the Bears were awful on offense this year. And I think the Bears being average would be a remarkable improvement. But that's not what gets Colson Loveland to be like a difference-making top 4 tight end. Like he does that if they score, the rookie tight end gets 10 touchdowns and doesn't even lead the team. And I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, and I would even add like that year with the Lions, they had Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then it was like Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. There wasn't, I mean, they had the running backs, but there wasn't as much competition as there is in Chicago.
The difference to me is the Colts, Tyler Warren to me is like...
Yeah, there was no Olamide Zaccheaus.
Yeah, the Colts could be the worst team in the NFL.
OZ.
The Colts could
Dr.
be
Oz.
The difference to me even Warren and... Fuck it.
Sorry, no, you can go
No,
ahead.
the difference in Warren and Loveland to me is just
Dr.
like,
Oz.
Warren I think could lead the Colts in catches and would be shocked.
100%.
And the Bears would be like shocking. Last guy, the whole exercise has been coming to this. The entire show, honestly, the entire run of our podcast has been coming to this moment. Kyle Pitts.
Absolutely not.
It's a contract year. He may not love football, but everyone loves money.
I think if you hate yourself enough, you can take Kyle Pitts, and that's probably a decent flyer. And that's how far I'll
We're
go
just
with
saying,
that.
how much have we talked about like Michael Penix Jr. is going to sling it around the yard? We just talked about how we think he could be a difference-making player. He could be like Jameis, whatever. Darnell Mooney's hurt. Michael Penix Jr. keeps saying, I'm going to get the ball to Kyle Pitts. They're golfing together. It's like the Matthew Stafford getting breakfast with the Cooper Kupp. They're playing golf together. Like I'm just saying, Kyle Pitts on ESPN, for example, is ranked 142nd, tight end 17 between Hunter Henry and Tua. So I'm just saying, in terms of turning key, the point of this exercise is guys who, oh yeah, he got them and like it changed my year. If Kyle Pitts is not necessarily even a different player, he's not a great tight end. He's a deep receiver. He's like a field stretcher and a tight end body or receiver body, I guess. But the difference is he had Marcus Mariota, nerve injury during the year he retired. He had Taylor Heineke, he had Kirk Cousins who was good with Kirk Cousins healthy. Then Kirk Cousins Kyle Pitts was top 5 tight end. Then last year in October, then Kirk Cousins re-injured his ankle or Achilles, basically, whatever, and then dipped off. And I'm just saying.
Don't forget Desmond Ridder.
Like Kyle Pitts, as much as he's annoyed us, there's a chance that this is kind of our fucking fault. Like we never ever really questioned that he's like Terry McLaurin. It's like, oh no, you've played with terrible receivers. Like Kyle Pitts has been frustrating us, but it's hard to be a tight end. I'm just saying, this is clearly the best quarterback situation he's entered a season with. Obviously last year was better, but he was good until Kirk Cousins got hurt. I'm just saying, for the purpose of this exercise, I am turning key on Kyle Pitts because he's going to be a really late pick. There are probably some leagues he might not get drafted until there might be defenses and kickers taken before Kyle Pitts. And at that point, it's like the definition of a buy the dip. There will be Brandon Aubrey for Cowboys will go before Kyle Pitts in drafts.
You know where I stand.
I'm not putting my name on it. No, absolutely not.
All right.
I need. It's like jelly. I need proof of life that he's actually good before I'm going to get behind him again and put my name next to his
Get him
name.
in like the 14th
Dude,
round.
Cedric Tillman for
fine.
the Browns.
That's fine. You can take him in the 14th round.
He'll be
Maybe it'll be good.
He'll be $1.
I think it's far enough. Going far
How
enough.
much could a Kyle Pitts cost, Michael?
$10?
I think we've gone far enough in saying you should take Kyle Pitts as a late round flyer. I'm not going to call him one of our must add players of the year or whatever. That's
hilarious.
The strongest conviction.
We should.
We'll be the only people doing
Can I
it.
pay
No,
you
I'm
to
not
turn your
doing
key
it.
on Kyle
Absolutely.
Pitts?
How much?
I have how much wait here.
If I
Let
gave you
us
some
put
money,
Kyle Pitts' name in our social
if
graphic.
I gave you some money in my wallet, would you be mad at me still?
I have $20.
No, I can't. Come on.
Don't compromise your integrity. I'm like 40.
It'd have to be at least twice as big as that. No, I'm not doing it.
Hold on.
Absolutely not. Morally, I can't do it.
I have another 20.
$40.
He's like,
Can we put Pitts on the list?
no.
You said twice as fuck it. All right. those are our guys. We're going to put on Instagram, follow us at Ringer Fantasy Football, and we're going to, on Instagram and TikTok, we're going to put the list of guys we were unanimous on. That will include Kyle Pitts?
Mm-hmm. No, it won't.
DK?
It will not.
All right, will not include Kyle Pitts. And yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. I know that was probably a little different than most episodes we do, but I kind of just feel like people just want names and names and names and names and names.
Big
and
draft
those people
weekend.
could change your season.
Yeah.
So that is it. And then, we're going to get to Bill Simmons. And again, Ringer Fantasy Football YouTube channel, subscribe to that. And we're going to have the Ringer Fantasy Football League. We're going to do a live draft with Bill. And
stick around. We're going to announce our punishment idea with Bill Simmons coming up next.
Love that.
We're not going to announce it. We're going to figure it out live with Bill.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
This episode is brought to you by Hyundai. Get into the Hyundai Getaway sales event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong. Score a great deal on their adventure-ready SUVs like Kona, Tucson, Santa Fe, and Palisade. Their bold and stylish Elantra, their most advanced Sonata yet, and the all-electric Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6. Plus, every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty and Hyundai complimentary maintenance. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details. Offers end September 2nd, 2025.
All right, we are now joined by the podfather, Bill Simmons, who is here because the Ringer
I know how to sit on this side seat. Almost want to take your leg off and just not have a leg here.
You want to just not
We
have
can
a
edit
leg?
that
I
out.
think you just alpha dog them. You just sit with your legs.
Here, we
out.
should
Should have just
start
gone
over.
gym shorts. No.
I'm
keep
keeping
all
it
this
all.
in.
All right,
Gym shorts. You could have seen my defined calves from all the
Maybe that's a
walking I do.
fantasy punishment. You got to wear gym shorts on pod.
I was going to say
Gym
fantasy
shorts on a
punishment. We're going
pod.
to cut his leg off.
No, but you got to wear the gym, like the 80s John Travolta
Larry Bird,
perfect
yeah.
gym shorts.
Yeah.
Like the
This
ones
is a
that are
great
they're
segue.
coming up and there's some leg hair
see
and
that
some
guy's
spots you don't
balls?
want. I told you guys I was going to be on one today.
Well, you said, leg hair. I feel like I just have leg hair all over my leg. What do you
No,
mean
but then it
spots you
gets
don't want?
in the 80s especially,
Yeah,
just got a little uncomfortable. Some of the NBA games, some of the movies.
Is that what you were playing fantasy football by catching up with the box scores in the Tuesday newspaper and just dealing
That
with
was
your
1990.
weird fitting shorts in the 80s?
Yeah.
That's basically what you were doing.
I'm actually planning the Booger Eater draft with my friends from that draft, where we do round by round like the old days. No auction. They don't understand
old
auction.
days.
Well, you'll be upset that our Ringer Fantasy Football League draft that we're doing on Monday is a snake. You know.
I know. I'm bringing a ton of boogers. I'm going to pick them as we're doing. It's the Booger Eater draft. Can't wait.
It's
we
the
should call it
parents.
that. Can we market that?
My
we can.
oldest league, we don't do an auction anymore. We do snake because the fathers revolted. They had newborn kids and they were like, it's really simple. We can do a snake draft or I will leave the league. And the three fathers all were like, we all
Just takes
decided.
too long?
And so we went to snake.
We can start with the snake in year one, and we can do auction year two. If nobody likes the snake, we'll do auction year two.
Auctions are starting to get ruined because people are just like 69 for Chase,
Yeah.
70,
Yeah.
and then it just gets stupid. It's kind of what the Bengals have done with their actual team.
Yes.
Yeah, auction's
They're
tough because
three good
130
players.
for three guys.
if you don't know what you're doing in an auction, you can genuinely have a terrible team. Like you can end the draft with just $80 you forgot to spend and really have a bad team. Snake kind of keeps things a little more even for year one.
Those are my favorites. The guy who thinks he's outsmarting.
He's got
everyone
$40
else.
left, and now he's just
I'm gonna
spending.
get scoop up
Everyone's
value.
gone, and it's just Jacoby Myers for $28, and the guy's just devastated. Yeah, I like those guys.
So thank you for coming on, Bill. This is really fun. So again, the reason you're here is, the reason we're really doing this right now is so we are going to bring back the Ringer Fantasy Football League.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the live stream on the Ringer Fantasy Football YouTube channel. Go subscribe there. And that's going to be at 4 Pacific, which as some people call it, 1 Eastern.
Wrong. 1 Pacific, 4
Fuck,
Eastern.
I always get that backward.
He was being so condescending
I know,
to you.
yeah.
when
It
he
actually
fucked
was
up.
so
That's
great.
like instant
Fuck that
karma.
up.
Instant
the
karma.
most
Also,
condescending.
not hard to remember
No.
Pacific versus East. Heifetz
Wow.
made it seem like he was
I flip it
remembering
in my head.
coordinates toward
Just
a
like
drug
that was
drop.
like a clue tether ball, hit me in the back of the head. But yeah, so 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
Live. We're gonna have the Ringer Fantasy Football live draft, and so the
wait.
missing piece. We have everyone in the league. It's gonna be really fun.
Got to have a
The
punishment.
missing piece has been what is the punishment?
Yeah.
For last place. To be clear.
I'm not gonna lie, Bill. We have something we think you're gonna be very
I've
excited
heard on
about.
your pod, basically the bar is could we ask Bill to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Is the bar, which I think is a fair bar.
It's like, will people with children do this?
For example, I mean, one of them got was
Will
like, you
our
have to
bosses be willing to do that?
You have to eat as many hot dogs as Joey Chestnut did over the course of a week. I'm like,
we're
you're
not
not
doing
doing
that.
that.
Yeah,
are
I'm not
you?
doing
Yeah,
that.
you're not doing
I'm not
that.
eating
So-
puke.
Right,
I'm not
yeah, we're not-
like
we-
any
so
of that.
We tried to let our listeners know, like, hey, be reasonable
Yeah.
Right.
with these ideas, but we got a specific email from a guy named Scott
Yeah, shout out
who
Scott.
has the best idea I've ever heard.
It is the best idea we've ever heard.
So
And
we're doing best idea first, or are you going to do the
You'll
other
see.
one?
You'll
it's
see.
a format for how
It's
to.
a format.
You'll see. Just go.
So the point being, Scott was inspired by the fact that we were like, oh, the funniest one we thought was 2 cold cans of soup.
we
I
had
know you're
Sean
a soup
on.
guy.
Yeah.
And
we
then
asked
Sean came on and was like, I wouldn't do that. We're like, what do you mean you wouldn't eat it? It's food. And he's like, but I would do vanilla ice eyebrow slits. We're like, you'll do slits in your eyebrows like vanilla ice, but you won't eat cold soup. He's like, yep. And we're like, okay, people are different. This is
Yes.
going to be harder than we think.
What was his cold soup thing?
He
Somebody
wouldn't do
emailed in and asked, the loser has to eat 2 cold cans of soup. And we were like, that's gross, but not unreasonable.
Not like,
And Sean
Yeah,
was
they're
like,
cooked.
he called it Fear Factor. I'm like, it's food. They sell it
yeah.
for money.
Sean was like, oh, I would never do cold
They
cans of
definitely
soup.
do that in Seattle. Damon's done that.
He was like, but I
Damon's
would
done that
shave
many
lines
times.
into my eyebrows.
Which
Like,
I
instead of the soup.
never would have occurred to me to ask Sean Fennessy, will you shave your eyebrows for this league?
And
I'm
he's
like,
from Long Island.
I
That's
don't
where
know.
the Long
Dude, I
Island
know.
comes out.
so Scott was inspired by that conversation and sent the following email. I think it's the best email maybe we've ever
I think
gotten
there's
to
a
our show.
chance
It's a good
that
idea.
fantasy leagues across the world start doing
We
this.
we can
Okay.
get this to be a thing.
Maybe
So
we're
Scott
over-
says,
we're overhyping it, maybe.
I know, fuck, we should have no, the idea sucks.
You
yeah.
under promise and
Reset,
over
reset,
deliver.
reset.
Yeah.
Right.
Idea's terrible. No, so Scott emailed in and said, I had this idea. Why not make a punishment draft?
Oh.
Hold on.
It would be great content and could be streamed and promoted along with the draft for the actual league. And before the league begins, each participant could pick from a pool of reasonable punishments. So the ones you're already collecting, like 2 cold cans of soup, vanilla ice eyebrows, jersey, like maybe we'll put you in a Lakers jersey, all these different things.
Mhm.
And if you,
That already
we're
happened
losing
once,
them.
and then
We're losing them.
People send that to me
We'll
all the
put
time.
we'll put Chris Ryan in a Celtics jersey. That's we'll put. We'll see.
Think
I
about
think his
it that
body
way.
would reject it.
Yes. Yeah, we'll put Fennessy. Yeah, we'll put Fennessy in a Celtics jersey or something. But yeah, so that was a pretty good idea from Scott. Then Scott said, or to make things even more interesting,
Yeah.
we could just add an extra round to the draft and make the draft punishment, make the league last place punishments
Draftable.
actual things you can draft if you come in last during the draft.
You can decide how early
So
you want to start
it's like a
drafting, right?
defense. So
It's like a
essentially
defense.
in the 9th round, if you're like, you know what, I just want to take the punishment of you got to wear shorts to work for a week. That one's the least disruptive. That I would totally do that.
I work
I'm just
from
going to
home.
take that in the 12th round, just so I don't have to get stuck with I got to eat 15 hot dogs.
If Sean is like, I think I'm terrible at fantasy and I'm going to lose this pick. So maybe the 3rd round, he's like, you know what? 3rd round, he's like, free space, no punishment. I'm taking that one.
Yeah.
And you can decide where the punishments rank. And we have 10 or 15 different
Yeah.
punishments. And
So
you
you're
can draft.
drafting it to take it off the board for yourself?
Yes,
Correct.
you
Right.
get to do it.
So you get to do it. You basically, it's like, how confident do you feel that you'll win? If you feel like, you know what, there's no way I'm getting last, then you're like, who cares? I'll take my punishment dead last, like a kicker. And if it's something terrible, I'm not going to get last anyway. But if you're like, I don't know how good I am at fantasy, maybe I'll spend an 8th round pick on I got to wear puka shells around
That's
my
so
neck for a
sad.
week.
or
Any real man is waiting until the last round.
But if you really,
Exactly.
but that's the
It's
thing.
like
If
a
you're
game of
really
chicken, it's
confident
like-
and you're like, I don't need to do it, and then you're like, well, you get stuck maybe with the last one. And so do you do it before your kicker? Do you do
Right.
it after?
And so
But
I think we should add, I think one of the punishments should be no punishment. It should be it's like a bingo free space because I think it's really interesting how early somebody would take that.
I think this works for a variety of reasons, but I also think every league has the issue that this league has, which is people will do different stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually think
Right.
there's this constant thing of like, oh, this guy lost and won't do the punishment. And it's like, if you actually are drafting the punishment and you're agreeing to do it in advance, I think it would make it easier for leagues to enforce weirder things because some people are just like, I never in a million years would have thought Sean would shave his fucking eyebrows like Vanilla Ice. So I think you're actually getting more stuff. People are going to
I
be more
love that
down.
one.
So
What do you think?
I mean, when you laid it out, I actually thought you were going in a different direction, that it was drafting a punishment for somebody else. So you stick like Heifetz only gets to have one thing drafted for him. And you're like, I know Heifetz hates spiders.
Yeah.
So it's like round 15. You're like, I draft, Heifetz has to do, and then that's it. And then he's off the board. But
That's great, but I feel like
I think the other way is better though.
Yeah,
but
I-
hypothetically, you're saying I could use a 5th round pick and make Sean Fennessy eat the cold soup.
Well, the thing is, there's going to be 2 ones that nobody wants, right? So then it becomes a game of chicken with those last 2.
But like you said, if you're a real man,
yeah,
you don't care. You're not going to get last.
Yeah. So Survivor has done pieces of this, right? Where they've had like little challenges and you've had to decide how much money you want to spend to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And it definitely works.
Like if one of the options is no punishment, how high would that go?
Yeah.
Like what if Mal's like, Mal wouldn't do that. But
So
like what if Sean's like, fuck it, I'll just take the no punishment in the 10th round.
PYOP, it's like pick your own punishment.
Yeah.
Put them on
the
the board.
problem is it is too advantageous to the person at the beginning of the last round because I think that's where most of these go.
Well, you think the no punishment square will go all the way till the end?
I would do the punishment for the kicker. Like I don't care about my kicker.
Yeah, somebody's going to try and get
I don't give a shit about kicker.
Yeah, I think it's going to go the final 3rd round is where all the punishments will go because it'll go punishments and then kickers defense.
It's going to be a run on.
I would do a punishment for the kicker.
Me too.
I
mean, honestly, the worst punishment for me would be like you cannot drink coffee for a week. I would probably draft that in the second round. I'm just getting rid of that now.
Now you're like it's like the 13th round. You're like maybe I'll just do the coffee. Like make sure I don't get the coffee.
I don't want to do this ever.
Spotify's Bill Simmons passes away 3 days into no coffee challenge.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Anyway,
I think something horrible would happen to me. It's like the highlight of my day. We ran out of half and half because we were away and we came back and the half and half was bad. And I drove to Starbucks at 6:30 in the morning to get coffee today in my glasses and pajamas and t-shirt. And I was like, nobody will see me. Kate Halliwell works for The Ringer. Was like, I was a block away. I saw you at Starbucks. I'm like, oh my God.
They're everywhere.
I probably should not do that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't hate this idea?
No, I think it's good.
It's interesting.
But I think you need, if it's a 10-person draft, right? So I think you probably need like 14 or 15 punishments.
We're going to go through 25 quick ones with you.
A little under 30 here, 5 of which are just to piss you off, and then like 25 actual.
And we'll land on 12 to 15. That'll be the pool. So then all 10 of us on Monday. Those punishments will just be like players. You can pick them whenever you want.
I wish I had not mentioned the no coffee for a week because that's actually a good one. That's going to have to get out.
That one, Craig, you'd be like,
so we ordered this.
I don't drink coffee.
My favorite idea
That's
still.
Weird. That scares me for you.
I don't know.
No
You're
alcohol.
one of the most normal people I know, but no coffee.
I'm naturally motivated.
No.
Naturally motivated.
However, if we ever have to do anything at 8 in the morning Pacific, Craig wakes up. He's like, "Sorry, man. Sometimes it's just so hard to get going in the morning. I'm like sleepy. I'm groggy. I don't know what it is." I'm like, "Drink coffee."
Don't you
say that?
You think you're bad at 8 in the morning? I'm like, no, you're
I
like
don't think I'm
everyone else
bad
at 8 in the morning.
So I guess if I got no sleep one night, I'd be like, I wish I could have some energy right now.
Well, if only there was something that would help me wake up and feel better. And
do you adjust as you get older though? Because that's a common mistake for people. Like your 20s are different than your early 30s and your mid 30s.
Everyone's like, hey,
40s.
The second you have kids, buddy, you're drinking coffee, which might be true.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
you're
have
into
4
matcha
kids.
now. He's into ceremonial grade
You say
matcha.
4 like it's like 12.
It is. You have 0 right now. 2 kids is like 17.
4 is exponentially more than 0.
I can't believe we're talking about this. Yeah, I want 3 to 4 children. I don't think that's not an insane number.
He'll be drinking coffee.
This is so ridiculous.
Coffee's in.
Think of John and Kate plus 8. This is not.
I don't know.
Freak.
I'm the furthest from all of you guys, from everyone here of having kids, but my favorite thing anyone's ever told me is the difference between 2 and 3 is you go from man-to-man defense to zone.
Yeah, I get it.
No, that's true.
It's still not an insane number. There are many families.
And if you have 4, it's like bullfighting in Pamplona, whatever, when it's just the people running around trying not to get hit. That's 4.
Well, jumping up on the fence.
Yeah.
I'll start drinking cold brew then, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So here,
why don't you just drink coffee?
I don't, to be honest, when I don't like feeling jittery. And if I have like a giant cup of coffee or cold brew, like I feel like shit. So I just don't drink it.
All right.
It's weird.
So we're gonna go through. So again, idea nominations here. Starting with, I still think my favorite, the dumbest idea that's to me the funniest that people would do. I still love the 2 cold cans of
I
soup.
think that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vanilla ice eyebrow slit, which I wasn't even gonna put on this list, but Sean said he'd do it, so I'm putting it on.
I would have probably said nobody's going to do that until Sean was like, I would do that.
I'm fully.
Would you?
Eyebrows grow back though, right?
But here's the thing:
they take a long time.
My eyebrows and Sean's eyebrows are different, and he was like, I think that would be tough for my career.
Me and you have thick, dark
you guys
eyebrows.
can't even barely see my eyebrows.
That's the only one where I'm like, if it was that or something else, like I actually would have to use
eyebrows. Take an average of 3 to 4 months to grow back.
Oh, that's terrible.
But
that's
dude,
more than a punishment.
I got caterpillars.
That's why we were shocked.
Also, like we're on video doing pods. You can't have like.
Sean was like, oh yeah.
So do you think that one should be in the pool? Only one person will get it, or nobody could get it.
I mean, I would be more bullish on like a sideburns thing. Like
what if it's
10 weeks of like like Elvis mutton chop sideburns or whatever, like sideburn
Grizzly
situation that could at least go down to the top of your jaw.
Grizzly
We could do.
Adams.
What if we did like you can't shave for a certain amount of time?
Like a playoff beard, but that's like
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Not for
Danny's
me.
like going to do that
That's
right
actually
now.
yeah. That's yeah.
Signed
For
up
me and
that
Heifetz,
way.
it would be
I
rough.
like it.
I
I think you
should
should do
notice.
either eyebrow slits or like the vanilla ice, like the side of your head.
Well,
Oh,
we
the
just
shaves
did
here.
witness for rewatchables. What about the Amish beard?
It's like the
Beard-
chin
beard
strap.
Mo's in the
The
office.
chin strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chin strap
Okay,
beard?
that's pretty good. So other ones here. These are just things that I don't know if they're necessarily right for our league. We've argued about this, but things that a lot of people do these, and these are like the most popular answers of what do you do in your
So,
leagues. These are things people say.
Bill, give us your just gut reaction. Yes, no.
Yes, no, should we this be? You have to take the SATs at a local high school on a Saturday morning.
That's pretty. I've heard that one's been done before. That's pretty funny.
Would you
and
do
that's
it?
a pretty big commitment, though.
Would you
It's
do
like 3 hours.
I
You have
thought,
to study. You
I
have to
thought
do it.
nobody
Yeah.
would do it.
It's this is our biggest argument. He's like, no one will do it. I'm like, it takes 3 hours.
not
It's
about
any
that.
high school offers it on a Saturday.
Yeah, Sean Fennessy, who has a child, is not going to on his Saturday go take the SATs. It's just not going to happen.
Well, that's the whole punishment's going to take 2 hours. I don't know.
It's a good idea. I don't think it makes the final cut.
Okay. A lot of other things. These are just not as cool, but just like a bumper sticker on your car of the winner's choice for a determined period
Like
of time.
if you had to
is a
drive around
classic.
for a year with a bumper sticker that said female body instructor and you couldn't take it off.
FBI, female body inspector.
Oh,
Chris.
inspector, not instructor. Maybe instructor.
What if just wear the FBI t-shirt?
Like that's pretty good, right?
That's like worse. Like that's like Sal can't win more than anyone can.
Would you
lose.
throw that on your car for a year?
I think it has to be something that wouldn't get the car defaced if you were in
Yeah.
like a Target park.
I don't think that would get it defaced.
I think it has to. Yeah, within reason. I think that should be.
You know
on
those
it.
ones where it's just like the outline of the woman's body, the sticker that like you have on the back of a truck. You ever seen that?
You
Yes.
have a very specific vision
Yeah, I
in
know
mind
what
for
you're
this
talking
bumper sticker.
You don't know the. You know what
I
I'm
know
talking
what you're
about.
talking about.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
something like that. That's embarrassing, but it's not
Yeah.
offensive.
So it's like that license plate frame, eyelashes on the car. which is-
Eyelashes on a car is
Kirby.
really funny. Have you
uh,
seen these? It's like giant eyelashes over, like on top of the front lights.
Yeah.
And it looks very funny.
Did you do that?
I mean, that sounds awful. That should
I
probably
think
be
a
on there.
month. I think a month.
Yeah, yeah.
A year is crazy. Shorts
yeah.
and flip flops to the office
For
for
a
a
week.
week.
I thought nobody judges anything in an office
Right.
anymore.
No.
I wouldn't even notice if somebody did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to wear a headband during a podcast, but you cannot address it.
One podcast, you have to wear a headband.
I think
You can't mention it?
No, you can't. No, you can't mention it.
We got to make
Can't
it.
address
We
it.
got to level up.
That's pretty good.
I think it's
Like
the
an
broken
80s,
nose,
like-
the broken
Yeah.
nose thing, where like if you break your nose,
the Rip Hamilton mask.
Yeah, I think
Rip-
that's-
Hamilton, like Hannibal
but
Lecter.
but you
Nazareth?
can't mention it.
But I almost think
Tyler Hansborough.
that's more reasonable not to mention because somebody be like they broke their nose.
Right.
The headband is like
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You'd be like, I know what happened. The headband's like, what the fuck? Okay.
yeah, right. Like Mal on House of R just has to wear a headband.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So we like the headband.
Okay, good.
So a lot of people emailed in about trying to program the rewatchables.
Bill, I
And the
can't
only-
tell you, hundreds and hundreds of people want to program the rewatchables
They want
with a punishment.
everyone wants.
How is that a punishment, though?
Well, the best one that someone suggested was the loser's punishment is the loser's favorite movie is the rewatchables episode, and they're on it, but they can't speak.
So like Chris does Sicario, but he's not allowed to talk.
He's just sit there the entire time and he can't say anything.
I love that
Like, which is pretty funny.
Just
Uh,
imagine the takes you have to hold in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like sitting in the producer's chair.
No,
he's sitting at the
He's
table.
just
like
at
right
the
here.
table
He
and you
just can't
don't
speak.
talk to him.
Can't talk.
It's like you, Sean, and Van doing Sicario next to Chris.
Mouth tape like Gen Z. Like so
What would be,
that
what
was
would be
bad.
Mal's version? Of that?
this one I like this idea. So someone emailed in and said it's you had a column where you wrote about MVP awards, which is still true on our Josh Allen argument last year. That MVP award should be commensurate to the
Different
size.
sizes,
So like
yeah.
last year Josh Allen versus Lamar should be like the Stanley Cup size MVP, and then
Yeah.
shitty season should be the loser should have to wear a medal that says like fantasy loser on their pods for a week. But how big the medal is commensurate to how bad your team was. So your ratio, like if you actually had a lot of points for, but you had like the most points against, basically be really small. Maybe we'll even like only make you have to do it for like one episode. But if you had the shittiest team and you got your ass kicked, then like you're gonna have to do it. It's gonna be a huge medal, or you'll have to do it for like longer. It's commensurate to how bad your team
It's
is.
like flavor. It's like a big clock.
Flavor
Yeah, like a
Flav.
Flavor Flav clock. Like,
Yeah,
but,
it feels shameful.
but basically the idea is something about making it bigger or larger based on the actual performance of your team, which I kind of
I like that.
I didn't
Can I
mind
give
that.
you one that's not
Please.
on the thing?
Mhm.
I think it would be funny to make somebody tweet once a week about something that would be controversial, like somebody just every week on a Tuesday at 1, they're like, I'm glad long form journalism is dying. And there's no context at all to it.
Right.
And everybody's going, you're the problem. And then they just have to do it again in a week.
Take it.
I think
that's really
some
funny.
sort of planned tweet that's not like obviously too outrageous, but
bait.
something.
That's pretty good.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Weekly rage bait.
Rage bait.
Should that be the weekly lowest person's punishment? It's just
I was trying to think of what kind of zag in media you could do that could be funny like this. But I think that would be long form journalism. I just think it would be a lightning rod. People getting furious
weekly
about
rage bait is good. This one's popular. But again, it's just basically whoever loses, your least favorite.
You tweet like,
team?
I'm glad Netflix supported Dave Chappelle.
Right. No context at all.
That's it.
The jersey of the team you hate the most.
That's a classic.
Is either, and I think it's either you wear it for an episode,
or it's behind you.
Or it's behind you for like a week or a month
you
or
gotta
something.
wear it.
I think you wear it for an entire episode.
You gotta wear it.
Yeah.
I did this for Christmas. I wore a Lakers when I was on NBA Countdown. We wore a Lakers sweater. I had to wear a Lakers sweater. It was awful.
That's a great one.
What did you lose?
Yellow. I forget. Jalen and I, we had some sort of bet and I lost, and I had to wear Lakers. There's a
it was like
picture of
Magic
it.
Johnson there, and you're just like,
yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Did Magic Johnson give you shit for wearing a Lakers
He
sweater?
was delighted. Yeah.
Delighted.
Yeah, from my memory.
That's a good one.
I just think Sal would love this. You get the winner. Everyone else in the league gets to throw tomatoes at whoever comes in last.
Tomatoes.
Very old school.
And I'm telling you right now, like I would, if the last pick came around and I'm like, that's the worst one left. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. If I come in last, you guys can throw tomatoes at me. I'll take the last. Like, yeah, sure. Like I think Sal would do it too. I think enough people are down.
Some people
say, fuck it,
throw
we'll throw tomatoes.
It's a maybe.
I assume we're not gonna. I feel like I don't want to throw a tomato at Mallory Rubin, but
people would throw tomatoes at you.
Feels like a
people would love to throw
borderline
tomatoes.
HR violation.
Right.
I love
I'll
this.
do it. I'm volunteering.
I love this next one, which is for the outro of whoever, like with your podcast. You have to say, you'd be like, thanks, Cahow, thanks, Eduardo, and I got dead last in fantasy this year. You would have to say
that for 6 months?
Yeah.
You have to a predetermined amount of time. Maybe it's a week,
thanks
6
to
months.
Carlos, thanks to Kai, thanks to Ronak, and I got last in my fantasy league this year.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Just like a little.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So, I mean, that's like probably the easiest one you could do.
Everyone in the draft has a podcast, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could record an outro to the show and just like they could be the tag at the end of the show every time.
Yeah.
This one I couldn't believe, but frosted tips.
Oh, I love that.
No one's doing that.
He was the one. He
I
loves this
can't
idea.
do it,
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Danny likes that
Van,
one.
Fuck.
Van can't really do it, or wouldn't. His hair's not long enough to do it.
It would be like it would be too cruel.
No, we're gonna get you
for
a
us.
wig.
We'd have to like grow out what hair we do have, so it's like the just like the ring around the
we're
side of
gonna
our
get
head.
Larry
wig.
David?
Yeah, Larry David.
Or you have to
haircut.
bleach your beard.
Well, is an ear
Bleach
piercing
your
like in play or no?
Like a permanent
Oh my
piercing?
God.
Or like you have to wear a fake earring?
I don't
You
know.
can put
I
ear
don't
piercing
know.
in the list.
Ear piercing isn't that hardcore. I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of hardcore.
I think what
Yeah,
I'm
close
learning.
this
You're
up
putting a
eventually,
needle
I
through
think
your
I learned from this
Eventually.
experience is Craig is hiding behind the brass of the company, but Craig doesn't want to do that much stuff.
I don't want to get my ear pierced. That's the only one that's a huge deal.
Then it has to go on. That's
We're adding ear
lot.
piercing. We're adding ear piercing.
Craig's drafted that
do
in the
your
fifth
nip- you could
round.
do
It's
your
like, I'm
nipple
not
instead.
piercing my ear.
I could do my nipple instead?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's totally
Just-
absolutely. You
Craig-
can
Craig gets his belly button
Piercing
pierced.
TBD.
piercing TBD.
Okay.
If you want to pierce somewhere other than your ear, you sure
my
absolutely. This one, I don't know if you're going to get this, but a lot of people were like they should have to eat the same diet as Kai for a week. Our beloved producer Kai Grady. Are you aware of how like the food that he eats? He's the most limited palate we've ever heard of. He eats like white rice.
We went to
and
Chipotle
chicken.
in Seattle, I think, and I saw the receipt for his order, and it was like some special chicken bowl, but it was like
remove
minus everything except
Minus
for
chicken.
literally just rice and beef.
We
or
call him
something.
Guy Fieri, the mayor of Flavorless Town.
Mm.
But anyway, it's all right. We can do another one.
He like eats chicken nuggets.
So you have to do the Kai
Pop-Tarts.
diet for a whole week?
Yeah.
He eats like a 6-year-old.
Like Kai, I think would submit a list of things that he actually eats, and you have to eat
It's like
from
that
one
would
of
kill
those.
Mallory.
Yeah.
She would drop that in like round 4 just to take it off the table.
A lot of people submitted this. This is, I can't tell how I feel about this one. Rewatch your favorite team's worst loss ever, and you either have to do a recap pod or article for the company about it, which a lot of people submitted. I don't know if that actually works.
Some people like the pain though.
People love the pain.
I watch Pat's Giants. It was on NFL Network, the first one, which we probably should have lost. The second one actually bothers me more.
Yeah.
First one is like we kind of just lost. The Giants were better.
Yeah, we were better. The second one, I can't.
Second one is like how is that Giants team a champion? It's unbelievable. It's the weirdest champion we had in the century.
The Giants scored the game-winning touchdown there because Ahmad Bradshaw's ass broke the goal line because he was trying to. They would let him score and he was trying not to score a touchdown and they won. It's bizarre.
That actually probably is a good punishment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here I'll throw that in there. This one is stupid, but I kind of have a feeling that some people will hate this. I think this is the easiest one. And I have a feeling some people, everyone in the league submits a person that you would want the loser to call on their birthday. And the loser has to call all 11 people like on their, so like I would submit like my mom. And then if like Craig came in last, he has to call my mother on her birthday. And we have to do that every single people. And he has to do that for all 11 other people. Everyone submits who they're calling.
Mrs. Heifetz, it's Craig Horlbeck.
Hey, happy birthday.
Like
68,
Heifetz would love to do that.
And like everyone, but like, and part of me is like, that's easy. And part of me is like, man, Mal doesn't have time to make
I don't want
I feel like you'd have to
calls.
record them. That needs to be
Yeah.
content.
Yeah. Or yeah, on the show, you have to call and say happy birthday.
I don't even want to call for pizza.
I just thought that was funny.
That's really good. Call 9 relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to call. Yeah, you have to call 9 relatives and wish them happy birthday.
9 assigned relatives.
Yeah.
Why isn't anchovy pizza on this?
What do you mean?
Dude, yeah, we
Eating an anchovy pizza?
Anchovy pizza?
I just like when you think about like you have to finish 2 slices of anchovy pizza.
Yeah.
Who's like, cool, I love anchovy.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
How about a whole
anchovy pizza.
anchovy pizza?
Or 3 slices?
Yeah, I mean,
You just have to do it all at once.
That's not that bad.
That's
to me.
funny. I haven't
Craig's
heard.
like, yeah,
Really?
Craig's-
I mean, I don't love anchovies, but it's in Caesar salad dressing, like, you know.
No,
I know, but
it's just anchovy pizza.
I
You
feel
can't
like
put anything on it.
This is where the full Italians are like, he's half.
Well, the 90. Bill,
Anchovies are disgusting.
this is like
yeah,
a
I mean, I
way back
don't want
track.
to eat an anchovy, but anything that's just normal food, I feel like I could do that.
Do you guys
So,
talk about anchovy
what else
pizzas?
could we put on the pizza that would be?
This is where, but didn't you do the Subway sandwich thing with Sal? This is forever ago, and you were just like, wait, and you realized late in the game, you're like, wait, you can hit each other with anything on this. It's like, I feel like other people should get to pick what's on the pizza, and it has to be gross. It's gross enough you can pick, but like the pizza place sells it, so it's not going to be like fear factor. So maybe order it specific to that person.
I know. I don't know if there's anything gross.
So you don't
No.
think eating is
No, I think a weird LA food would be funny. There's a lot of weird shit people eat in the city. And
what?
like weirder than anchovies. Oh my God, I don't know. Mentioned beef tallow on the other show.
maybe I just am
beef
disgusted
tallow is
by
the weirdest
anchovy
thing you could.
pizza.
That's just beef.
I don't know. There's weird. I don't know, man.
I think anchovy pizza is a Gen X millennials thing. Was it from Ninja Turtles or what? Where did it originate? Because I remember growing up, anchovy pizzas was like
there's a lot of
the
foods.
grossest thing you could imagine.
Oh, really?
People
And now
your
you
age
guys,
and
it
older
was
are
like a
scarred by-
thing.
Well, like people are also scarred. Like my parents, Brussels sprouts and broccoli because their parents would just boil them or whatever. And now I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You can.
We were in
cook them
Boston
different.
and I got a Caesar salad and it had anchovy on
I
it.
hate
And I was
that.
like, no anchovy, please. The guy is like, okay. And then comes back and there's freaking 2 anchovies on my
I do hate
Caesar.
that.
Okay.
I wanted to like throw it at him. I was like, I told you no anchovies.
But does it bother you that? Because I don't really think about it. That anchovies are just cut up into Caesar dressing. Does that bother you?
It's something about
I don't
just
like
the
it.
way
I don't
they
like that.
sit
Yeah.
there. They just
I
look
kind of
like,
now want Bill to have to eat anchovies. I kind of
think they're so
hold the
gross.
pizza just straight at like a
It's-
pound
it
of
really bummed
anchovies.
me
You have an
out.
hour.
We're
My
done
least
anchovy
favorite
pizza.
food.
Yeah,
The anchovy pizza is.
Maybe it should
is
be.
from
What about
Ninja
anchovy
Turtles.
mussels and olive pizza?
Oh God,
Anchovies, mussels.
Yeah, mussels.
no.
Or anchovies, clams, and
Clam
olives or
pizza.
something.
Sure.
There's
We'll
something in
put it
there
down.
for
There- we
everybody.
can-
All right.
Yeah, you get an hour.
It tastes like
Um,
the sea.
This is the loser must wear a thick puka shell necklace.
This one I love.
They wrote
I
until
love
they
this.
win another fantasy football game. I think realistically, like a week or a month is probably more
I
accurate.
love the puka shell one.
Puka shells
I
for a
may
week
or may
puka shells for a
not
month.
have worn a puka shell at one point in my
Oh,
life.
when I was like 9 years old and went to Hawaii with my family, I definitely came back bleach tips, puka shells for the next week at school.
Yeah.
Should we do cargo pants, cargo shorts for the
Those are
trip?
cool,
Uh, they're coming back. Everything that I wore growing up is coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is dumb, but loser has to release a song on Spotify. I just thought that was funny, but no, we're not gonna. I feel like no one's
I'm
gonna do that.
not doing
Nobody would
Um,
ever do that.
This is
Yeah.
the dumbest one that made me laugh. Loser has to carry 6 loose hot dogs or half a box of cooked noodles in their pant pockets for 24 hours.
a half a box of cooked
Like
noodles,
Half
wet
a box
noodles?
of cooked
In your
noodles and
pants.
hot dogs.
like in a giant cargo
In your
pocket.
pants. Yeah.
What?
You have to have it on you for a
Full
day.
day.
Loose hot dogs.
For a full
Should be
day.
like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay,
hot dog
you
in
have
your
to go to
pants?
sleep
Is that a
with
hot
it.
dog in your pocket?
Or are you just happy to see me?
I don't know. That's kind of dumb.
Could you add one about like the winner of the draft gets to tell the last place guy there's a concert, has to be in like a 25-mile radius, and you have to go to this concert.
I was thinking about that too. Like the worst concert you can
possible
imagine.
concert.
Yes.
And you just have to go.
Benson Boone.
We forced Craig to go. See, that's what I was actually thinking that too. I like that. But I was trying to. Yeah. What's the
punishment? You get to go to a concert.
There's some concerts sometimes that are like, wow, imagine going to that.
I'm sending you to a Korn concert.
The toughest hang.
Oh, well, they do this.
They send Heifetz to the Wiggles. The Wiggles like selling out Staples Center.
You're going to be on a list.
Heifetz is the only. Yeah, seriously.
Wait,
are you here with anybody?
Where's your kids?
Wow. That's like,
that's like forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Heifetz is like, half potato. It's just going nuts.
That actually would be more. Okay. All right. That's not bad. All right. This one I think is the simplest. We just choose your phone background for a year.
So like your lock screen?
Yeah, we choose your lock screen for a year.
It should be lock screen. What's that thing? The holder thing?
Phone case.
Phone case.
Oh, phone case.
Lock screen, phone case.
Some elaborate phone case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like your phone is now dominated by the bad choices you made in fantasy. You think about it constantly. That's probably my favorite one.
You think about that 1,800 times a day.
Yeah.
That one actually quietly
I would get Bill one of those like,
present.
pink glittery ones that has like bunny ears on it. It's like ginormous.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Remember the ones what is with the ones that have like the big thing that comes off the back so you can like hold it better? You know what I'm talking about?
I got one.
You're talking about the what are those called?
Pop sockets, but there's
not
1,000 now.
That would be my nightmare.
And it has to be a lock screen photo of the guy that you hated the most from your fantasy team that should be in last place.
It's like Jalen Waddle.
Trevor Lawrence, the person gets to pick the picture.
Yeah.
Just staring at Trevor Lawrence every time you go on your iPad.
Whipping his hair back.
Yeah.
You love to wear the Nelly Band-Aid on your face for a week.
I think that's funny.
That's pretty good.
And then also
never address.
You don't acknowledge it.
You know what? And I think
I love the headband, and you can't talk about it for one episode. I just can't imagine Sean Fantasy talking about one battle after another just with a headband on. So he can't talk about it. I just think that's so good.
The last one we've written down here is the loser has to slip Gen Z slang into podcast content for a week. I'm picturing it like
every episode.
So Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
We just give them a phrase and they have to like use it in a sentence at some point.
Yeah, we like tell you that you have to slip the word like mogging into an episode.
Labubu.
Right.
Exactly. Good luck.
Right.
Mogging?
Mogging, yeah.
Mogging it's not a bad thing.
No, we wouldn't give you an
I actually don't know what mogging means. I've been pretending for like weeks. I actually have no idea what it means.
Craig moggs us. Mogging is basically the attractive person takes pictures with ugly people to make themselves look better.
It's kind of like on Hinge. It's like, generally speaking, the general rule is the hottest person in the photo in a group photo. Like that's the person because generally you don't put your hotter friends in your Hinge photos, like, or else you're mogging. Like so like yeah.
Anyway,
is there a phrase for putting the family photo when you put the person at the end who's not married to anybody but is dating somebody and they go in the end because it's easier to crop them out? Yeah.
That was me for a while in Liz's family, and then I've slowly gotten more.
Now you're like around the arms around.
You're the base of the pyramid.
Oh my god! So here's where we have
a good like 10 to 14.
Let me see here. So this is, I might be forgetting some, but the ones we have. So
the coffee's the best one. No caffeine for like
how do we enforce
it? Fucking catastrophe.
But how do we enforce that Mallory Rubin's not going to have coffee for a week?
Well,
how do we enforce
honor.
The honor
it's
code,
honor among fantasy people.
Okay.
I would totally abuse the honor and secretly have the coffee. Be like, what are you guys talking about?
Let me smell your breath.
Yeah, the breath check.
You got
coffee breathalyzer.
Yeah.
When you come into work.
Fuck, that's actually really funny.
Do they have those?
No idea.
You looked really worried.
Yeah, he's brushing his teeth like 4 times in the morning.
No coffee for a week.
Why do you have 5 mints?
2 cold cans of soup. We're putting vanilla ice eyebrow slits in here.
Hell yes.
How big are the cans?
Like a
normal Campbell's
can
can
the
of soup.
champion pick the soup?
I think that's the point of contention. I think because it's like the difference in tomato soup and like clam chowder cold is brutal.
Yeah.
No, you can't do clam chowder. That's
you
probably
hate clams.
No, but I like clam chowder. That has to be cooked though.
It is cooked.
Well, it's like a hot dog.
Some of those soups when it's not
clam
cooked,
chowder feels like that's like how did Heifetz die? Oh, it's a long story. Fantasy draft, this cold clam chowder.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
some of the
2 cold cans of soup,
not cooked. There's like the gelatin looking stuff that it kind of cooks out or whatever when you warm it up.
It's like the fat congealing.
Yeah, that's not great. No coffee for me. 2 cold cans of soup.
Maybe I would shave my eyebrows.
Vanilla ice eyebrow slits. Headband during a pod, but can't address it. Your idea for weekly rage bait.
I like that a lot. Actually.
Yeah, the weekly.
God, that one I think that one in particular would make me draft one of my punishments early.
Anyone coming around on Tucker Carlson lately?
Gutfield's doing some good
He
stuff.
had a good point, actually.
Weekly rage bait. That's 5. So the outro to the show that I lost the league. Like, how
really like
long
that
do we
one.
want that? A week, a month? How long do you have to do that?
That
A week
like
isn't
a
that
month.
much.
That one's so easy. You should do that for a month.
The tweet thing's killing me.
Has
Has Bo and Yang been in a funny sketch yet? People are like, what the fuck?
Should I start a Gaza pod?
Oh, geez.
Comment below.
Oh my god. So wait, the key point for that: do you have to write it, or does like fucking Sal win and Sal gets to write these on your account?
Well,
That's a
you don't
good
just get to
question.
pick what you post.
No, you can't do it.
There has to be some vetting
I
process.
think that champ,
The champ gets to write the post. Oh my god.
Yeah,
All right,
we'll make
we
we
gotta
need to
sabotage
make a
Sal.
committee that will decide whether they're going to
Committee,
actually
we'll have a
get
committee.
canceled.
Okay. So
That's
rewatch
funny.
your favorite team's worst loss ever. Do content on it. Do we want that one?
I think that
Was
was
it too boring?
Lame.
Yeah, no.
Which
It's
one?
kind of lame. I
Some
agree.
people would actually enjoy it.
Yeah. So anchovy pizza. This one, I think it should just be straight anchovies. We hate anchovies so much. It's like you get cheese and bread for your because you lost. It's like you should have to eat anchovies.
Anchovy
Just
clam and
plain?
olives is really gross.
Yeah, you have to plan. You can go to a deli and buy like a half pound or whatever anchovies, and like that's lunch.
No.
I like the pizza.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
do
we're
too.
gonna get triple the anchovies though.
Okay,
Fine.
that's
Like
fine.
otherwise, you're gonna get away. I don't know. I think you're kind of
Triple anchovy pizza is fine.
That one's like you get pizza for lunch, and I'm like, oh no.
I might draft that in like round 5. Just take that out.
The birthday call one. Everyone submits. Should we have 2? Should it be 22 calls a year?
No.
Can you text?
I think 11. I think 9 calls. is
11.
great.
Okay. Are they on air or off air?
Well, I don't. How would
We'll see.
you?
It could be anyone you want. It could be a random person. It could be a friend. It could be someone
It'd
you
be
know.
hard to record that. How
Okay, so all right, fine. 11 calls. Winner of the draft. You guys really want to do this concert thing? You're gonna send me to the
I like the
Wiggles.
concert thing.
Concert's
okay.
pretty funny.
Concert.
Good.
We choose your phone
It would
background.
be really
for
fun
your-
to figure out what concert too.
What if you-
I feel like I'd spend like 12 hours.
Yes,
Be like, I gotta
100%.
send Craig to the
What if-
worst. Looking at like Anaheim and Orange County.
You got to go to the concert in like scene garb, like the clothes of the
Yeah.
scene, right? So like whatever the scene is, Insane Clown Posse or Taylor Swift or whatever, you have
Yeah.
to dress up like.
Taylor Swift would be. That's an expensive night out.
Right.
Oh, I forgot my favorite one that anyone emailed. That Craig insisted. Craig didn't want me to even talk about this. He was like, "They'll never do that." And I was like, well, "In LA, they have obviously a lot of gym classes here.
Yeah.
They also have they have boot camps. They also have booty camps, which are for twerking. So the loser has to do a 90-minute twerk boot, like a booty
Oh,
camp.
Jesus.
Learn to twerk.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty good.
You would do that?
Can there be video of it?
There would have to
I
be,
said
yeah.
there has to be video of
You
it.
have to have
Craig's like
some
they
sort
would
of
never.
They would never.
Well,
Sal.
he's right
Just
here.
Sal doing twerking.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
But if you like, oh, I'm a man, like I'm gonna, and then it falls to you in the draft, and then you lose, and you come in last, you're gonna do it. God damn it! All right, fine. So we actually
we have the phone case in the phone background.
so we have no coffee for a week, 2 cold cans of soup, vanilla ice, eyebrow slits, headband during a pod, can't
Puka
address
shell?
it. Weekly rage bait, but God, that's wild. Recorded outro to the show is 6, anchovy pizza 7. That one I can't believe pizza's a punishment. Birthday calls is 8. Winner of the draft is concert is 9. Choose your phone background for years 10. And then we still actually have puka shells.
Uh-huh.
Do you want puka necklace?
I like that.
Do you know what those are? I've been very quiet for that.
I do.
Yeah, I mean it's not that
I was
bad.
thinking about Weekly Rage Bait. When is Greta Gerwig going to make a
Should-
good
Should
movie?
we scrap this entire idea and just a weekly rage bait is what happens?
No.
Should we just scrap
I'd
the
be
whole
so
idea?
excited every Tuesday at 1 for when Weekly Rage Bait came out. Whatever the
What if-
tweet was going to be.
How about we pull that out of this pool?
Why
and
do we
actually,
need sideline
No.
what if
reporters?
whoever scores the lowest points each week, we get to do it to them?
No,
No,
the
it's-
weekly
it has to be.
Did
you
Oscar
lost the
So
league.
White go too far?
Right.
My God, that is fucking good.
It's almost like the Colin, the Che Colin
Yeah.
when they write the things.
Uh-huh.
When they
It's
write
like,
it
it's
for
like
each
that
other.
kind of
Yeah, it
energy.
is.
Yeah.
You're
That's
just
pretty
kind of trapped putting it out in the world and people
Yeah.
just getting furious.
Yeah.
Oh, the only one that we not on the list, right? The piercings. Do we want the piercings on the list? Do we want 10 or do we want to have like 13, 14?
I think you got to
I
have
think you
more
gotta
than
have a
10.
few.
Okay, so
Over
then
10.
piercings is 11.
Did you add puka?
Puka shells is 12. Okay,
Also,
so we're doing good.
the
Piercings is pretty fun.
like the Flavor Flav
That's
Oh, the metal,
Clock,
yeah, the
probably a
metal.
line cross.
piercings.
I
Yeah,
did look
you're
it
like
up.
mutilating your body.
Right.
Apparently, if you pierce your ear and you don't keep the earring in, it'll close back up in a day. So maybe it's not that bad.
I still feel like HR would be like,
Maybe for the earring, maybe it's like a
you
fake
picked it.
earring, but you just have to wear it on your pod for like 2 weeks.
Oh, like the
I
Michael
think
Jordan.
I'm fine
like,
with
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I would
like
totally
a
do
fake
that.
earring works.
Okay.
That's a huge difference.
All right.
All right, fine,
Settle
fuck
down.
it. All right.
Yeah, I guess piercing's probably a line cross.
Okay, we're out. SATs are too much. Okay, so there we go. So that comes out to 13 ideas.
That's great.
I think that's good.
And we have one. I think we should have one free space. There should be one no punishment that you can draft. Just in case you get last year, there'd be no punishment for you. So how early would you take
It does
that?
create. You know what it does? It reveals the cowards.
It throws a wrench into the draft.
It
does.
because
I'm going to be drafting my punishment early so I don't get stuck with rage bait.
Exactly.
Like that one is by far the
It's
most
gonna be the
terrifying.
10th round.
You won't get. You know. I'm not going to give you any draft advice here, but I'm just.
It's going to be the 10th round, and somebody's going to look at that no punishment option and be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, when you start getting into like Bashal Tootin or no punishment, that's kind of like yeah.
It's like I'll pick up somebody on the waiver wire.
Yeah, and then you're a coward.
Yeah.
It's like hitting bitch cup in beer pong, you know?
I feel like Van would intentionally lose so he could do the rage bait tweet every week.
He's going to write it himself.
He's going to have the best
He's
team.
tanking like the Sixers.
God, I like that one.
Should the rule be for Van? We have to write really normal takes on his.
Right.
Just like the most milquetoast
Yeah.
takes.
Good luck to Notre Dame this year.
Yeah.
It's just Magic Johnson tweets.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh, a month of Magic Johnson tweets would be good too.
Wait, let's
kinda
add that
like
too.
that.
Let's
Yeah,
add
let's
that
add
too.
that.
Let's add
Yeah.
that too.
An
Oh
entire
my god,
month.
a month
I would
of
kind of want
Magic.
it.
I kinda want that.
I might draft that first round so I can get it.
Over Jamar Chase, just 101.
No, I actually want rage bait. This is why quarterbacks should never paint their nails.
I feel like Craig, you are actually like born to do the rage bait tweet.
He's the same person who did the cannibalism hottest
No,
take.
that's what I'm saying.
Stand
You had
by
the
that
hottest
one.
take.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
right.
god, that's pretty good.
All right, this is good. Good
Yeah.
list.
All right, great. All right, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so there we go. So Ringer Fantasy Football
Monday.
YouTube channel Monday, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern.
Yep.
I won't be a
Cracked the
dick about
code.
it that time.
He cracked the code on the
I know.
the time
I got it
zones.
right. All right. So yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. So yeah, and we can't wait for Craig. What are your posts gonna be?
Quarterbacks shouldn't paint their nails.
Yeah, there you go. Can't wait for more of that. All right. Thank you to Bill. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, DK. Thank you to Kahal. Thank you to Carlos. Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, everyone, for making the show. Thank you to everyone who emailed in all the punishments, except for the people who thought that you guys would eat 70 hot dogs a week. That was insane. And of course, thank you, Lord.
Lauren.
Bill, do you want to shoot? Do you want to
Bill,
do it?
I'm Danny Heifetz, and I lost my fantasy league. That's a good one.
It's so good.
Bill, do you want to shout out a band?
Yeah. You have to shout out a band at the end of every show. We shout out
Buffalo
a band.
Tom.
Oh, there we go.
Buffalo Time?
Buffalo Tom.
Oh, Buffalo Tom.
Massachusetts.
I don't know who that is.
I'm not
Yeah,
familiar.
there you go. 90s.
Dang.
I was trying.
You
to
had that really
preview
ready
the
to go.
90s.
I know that was
know.
like no time at all.
Buffalo Tom.
Were you
I
like
always
just
pan-
listening to
I
Buffalo
always
Tom, or
panic.
is
Yeah, I
that
was just listening to them. That's what they were in my head.
how did you
Wow.
get
I was
into
listening to
Buffalo
an
Tom?
early 90s mix that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buffalo Tom.
Alt rock.
Yeah.
Love it.
Bill Janovitz.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. See you
Goodbye,
later.
everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.